Okay, we are live, OTNG, Season 2, Episode 19.
No, 19.
19.
19.
And tonight we have Ethan, Nils, and Peter. When we last left our heroes, there had been an excursion from the town of Verge into the woods to track some bandits. And you had discovered their hideout, cave in the earth. A rough camp. A dozen or so individuals present in the evening, cook fires, tall tales, drinking, and other such camp activities. Then a retiring for the evening into the caves, and then the breaking of the dawn on the following day, where camp life was busied about, I guess. Ethan, are you caught up on the recording? Do you need any background or refresher on anything?
From what I recall from the recording,
I can't hear him if he's talking.
We don't hear you clearly. I think you're far from your microphone and you're
yes, can you
fiddling
hear me
with
now?
it. I hear you. Do you hear him clearly, Peter?
I don't hear anything.
Do you hear me?
I hear you very clearly.
Hello.
One more time for Peter.
Hello.
I hear something. Is that Ethan?
I think that was Nils.
No, that's me.
I hear Nils.
But no Ethan, right?
So it seems like Peter can't hear anybody that's joined after he does. Maybe.
Oh, that's right, because he's signed. It could be.
Oh,
That's an
it could be
interesting
night glitch again.
observation. Well,
Like Battle of Glitch.
let's test this bad boy out, and I'm going to sign out again.
All right.
So it's going to kill the screen share, but I'll be right
That's
back.
fine. That's fine. Ethan, it sounds like you have a new mic configuration too that's maybe
It's a
wobbly.
very... Yes, I've now stabilized it.
All right, cool.
Yeah, normally I attach it to my headset, and my headset is elsewhere right now.
Gotcha. Attach it with duct tape. Hey, Peter.
All right.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear Ethan.
Yay!
Nils is muted.
Nils. Stop it.
Doing that on purpose.
Use your inside voice.
What?
Yeah, okay, fine. All right, we're good to go.
He
Ethan, are
was
you
messing with me.
Ethan, are you caught up on the recording? Do you need any background or refreshers from the last session? I think you were absent.
So, from what I recall, the party finished dealing with the people in the farmstead, and then decided to talk with our druid kind of friend guy who we met.
Xavian. Mm-hmm.
Xavian, yes.
Yeah, acquaintance.
And he was willing to take the party to like one of a number of sites, and we chose the bandit camp.
Mm-hmm.
We chose the gash. We thought it was the most likely to be a bandit camp, and what do you know?
Yeah, and then I think there was also some. No,
there was the.
Was there discussion back in the city with Matil again? Am I thinking of something else?
Well, we did go back and tell him. Well, no, we haven't gone back since you were here.
Okay.
No.
Well, we witnessed a fight between Xavier and Matil.
Okay, that's what I remember. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we still haven't found Caven yet, right?
Correct.
No, and Opie's thinking Caven's. First, he didn't think he existed. Now he thinks he's not human.
And more not human than Wretch.
Okay.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, I mean, like a changeling, not human. I mean,
Right.
Wretch
Well,
is a goblin. He's all goblin, and that's fine with me. That's another species. But when you pretend to be something you're not.
Well, remember the changeling is also a player class in this game.
Oh, I know, and that's. I'm thinking that's how Opie would see it. As if you're not honest about what you are as a creature.
Yeah, what you know about changelings in this world is that yes, they were once a culture. Nils, what are you packing tonight?
Paints.
So what you know
Sorry.
about that's all right. What you know about changelings is that they are they were a people. They were a culture that's kind of largely died out. They were kind of a fey line, and when the religious wars kicked off, they were used as agents and spies by both parties, and neither appreciated the what that did to the conflict. So there was a fierce campaign against them.
Witch hunt.
They ended up hated by both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Caught in the middle, poor guys.
Right, just trying to make a buck. So
Buttons.
when we had when Xavian had left you as he took you to the cave where you had bid him, he also pointed in a couple of different directions, and he said, "There in this here you'll find to the northeast you'll find the Troll's Teeth, and to the southwest you'll find the Blacktooth."
Blacktooth.
I think it was Blacktooth. Hang on, need my notes. An ancient and malevolent tree that he tends to and cares, for it holds back the black.
Mm-hmm. Gerda would have dug that. She would have understood.
Yes.
Looking for my notes. They are. I don't know if you guys saw, there was a invite for a game on Saturday. I know some of you all may have plans, but I just wanted to make sure that you knew you were invited.
I don't have plans that I know of, so I would like to tentatively say I'll be there.
Oh, that'd be great. Dave and one of his buddies are playing.
Dave's always a kick.
Yeah. And we're playing a very loose kind of story game. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but indie. Blah, blah, blah.
I'd like to, but I've already committed to my dad, so.
Yeah, and Stanley had said much of the same thing, but I had missed that invite, so I don't know.
No, he just sent it out
Oh, did he? Okay.
After you did, so.
Gotcha. I beat him to the punch.
Worries. Exactly, no worries there.
No fault, no foul. No harm, no foul.
I will say I'm glad to hear that Stanley has been embracing technology so that he can join in. I think that's wonderful.
Yeah. He's definitely been seems to be enjoying the space setting more than he did the fantasy setting.
I can see that. Lets him shoot things.
Yes, he enjoys carrying about as many weapons on his person as he can.
Oh, yeah. Whatever game he is, he's the heavily armed mercenary. He always plays Jane.
Yes, right. He does.
Both in weaponry and political philosophy.
Absolutely, yep.
Oh, well.
I play the charming four-legged lemur.
Better than a three-legged one.
Both in furriness and in political philosophy.
That's it. There you go.
Like that.
It's a consistent group.
Yeah. Speaking of overarming, I was listening to somebody describe their initial D&D experience, and they said their first character they bought a short sword, a bastard sword, a long sword, a short bow, a long bow, and a dagger. and didn't understand why he wouldn't be using all of them.
At the same time,
Well, no, but just just wanting to have options. I guess I don't know.
a short bow, a long bow, a short sword, and a dagger. Is that what you
A
said?
long sword, short sword,
Short
best.
sword, so bastard sword. So basically, two or three different swords, and a dagger, and 2 different kinds of bows.
Boy, hand me that 9-iron. All right, yeah,
I
they
will say multiple swords make sense. I can see having 2 different swords, especially if you're going to end up doing some tunnel fighting. Just a thought.
right. Yeah, so we were pointing out landmarks and the cave, as Avian referred to as the cleft.
The cleft, that was it. And the giant tree was
The broken
Tooth.
the blackthorn, not the
blackthorn.
broken
Okay.
tooth. I don't know where I am.
No, there was only one tooth reference.
Who's making up this damn game?
What?
The troll's teeth.
Yeah, the troll's teeth
Troll's teeth.
were the rocks, which I have a feeling we're going to have to go to, because these are all separate nodes, and theoretically, each node will give us clues leading towards the other nodes.
Oh my goodness.
They could.
That was a. I really
really
liked that
good.
blog. That was very.
I completely rewrote like the format for my adventures after that. I was like, okay, let's see if I can incorporate some of that.
Yeah, I don't know if you had reached out to anybody else, Ethan, but I had responded to your email on that subject.
Yeah, I saw that. Sorry, I didn't get back to you.
No, that's fine. I have lots more I can share with you on the
Okay.
on that front if you're interested, but
I'm
it's a big
definitely
topic.
interested.
Yeah.
But it was interesting that everyone I talked to gave me variations of the exact same answer. So
Yeah.
that was really interesting.
Kind of
Yeah.
about religion.
Well, there's a word I can't remember with my old age and senility. What is the word when players have some control over the narrative?
Agency.
Thank you. Fuck. Why couldn't I remember
I
that?
don't know. Yeah,
It's such a
peculiar word, but
it's not. It's such a basic word. Why didn't I remember that?
yeah, I don't know if you've read any of that Hack and Slash blog, but Courtney Campbell is the author there, and I'm kind of I think what he has to say on the subject of role playing is pretty interesting, especially in the terms of the kind of the OSR traditional D&D kind of mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a lot to say about player agency and why it's important and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
If you've not read any of that, guys, I'd happily share some links with you.
Well, I'd love to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that the Quantum Ogre?
That's the Quantum Ogre, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now that we have our feet firmly planted on terra firma, what will you do? It is dawn of the third day of your arrival in the Verge.
The good news is we have our spells back.
Truth.
And we have our spell slinger back.
Right.
More truth.
Yeah, my spells are minor but helpful.
So I think what we need to do is grab Morgan, insult her a lot, and shake her really hard, and throw her into the cleft. And just let it have her go off.
For a blowing up.
Yeah.
Uh,
So we've been watching them. We've been kind of watching them over. Or actually, that's right. We camped kind of far away, so we weren't going to be set upon in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
But we watched them for a while, and we're guessing there's at least a dozen, if not more, in there.
You've seen a dozen moving. At any one time in the day, there's roughly a dozen or so individuals moving around outside of the cave.
Mm-hmm.
But in the evening hours, they retire. All of them retired to the cave proper. So it's, there are at least 12. There could be more. They're probably not fewer.
Right.
More.
And there wasn't really it's not really exactly a cave, so it's not like we can somehow collapse the entrance to trap them in there.
Well, it's a cleft that leads into a cave, isn't it?
Yeah, so think of it like if there is the plane of the earth, I tried to draw a top down on this in the sketch. It's not like a cave in the side of the mountain. It's like a cave in the surface of the earth, like a small ravine.
I would say ravine.
Mm-hmm.
But a very narrow and sharp and rocky ravine.
Right, but it goes into a dark space that is underground.
It goes into an underground space, correct.
Now, there never seems to be more than a couple guys out. I can still hear you.
Okay, shoot, I was hoping that was the mute button. All right, I'm expecting to cough sooner or later, and I'll have to figure out how to...
I think it's Control D on the keyboard.
I was just trying to find a mute button on my...
Gotcha, on your headset. All right.
On your high-tech headset. A quick question: did I post pictures of the mega track scrapjet I finished? Did I post those to this group?
You posted them to DOTD, and we're all members there. So
yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Very good. That's what I finished last week.
Very nice.
Oh crap, monkeys.
What are you working on tonight, Peter?
I'm working on some terrain crate stuff. Big surprise, and I'm prepping some rabbits for the last of this Kickstart reward for
Thomas's.
Yeah, Drew/Thomas's.
Were those yours that were painted, or did Tom paint those?
The ones that Tom just posted, he painted.
Okay.
I painted ones before he did.
Gotcha.
And those I still have here. Those are going to be part of somebody's reward.
Gotcha. Nils, what are you working? Let's get all this out of the way. Nils, what are you working on?
I'm working on the last 5 elves that you had given me, and then I'll be
right,
with that set. The Grenadier elves.
Those Grenadier Wood elves. Ethan, you're not painting your
No,
computer
I'm
lab.
mapping in a 3D CAD program because I know that better than anything else.
You're mapping tonight's session?
No, I'm doing something else.
I got you. Okay, you're doing school/work. Gotcha.
Work in quotes.
Right. All right. What you guys want to do? There was an idea or suggestion about trying to collapse the cave on the on this camp. That's certainly possible, but there are people out moving around now.
Okay.
And I excuse me. And the thought I had over the week about that was we won't know if we got them, and they may be able to dig themselves out, and who knows who's out here. I think unfortunately we need to go down there, and this is Opie because this is been doing all this fighting against ebony men and bandits and skin thieves. We have to go down, we have to hunt them out, and we have to kill them all. They're like rats, and they're preying on humans, and it undermines everything that's happening right now. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of hundreds of years of war.
Okay. So you want to launch an ult against the camp?
That's just Opie saying we need to get rid of these guys. So how do you guys think we should do that? I think get them as they're preparing a meal and just start working our way in.
Good work.
I hate to walk in and blast them, but I think we have to kill them in small groups.
There are 8 on the surface currently.
Did the party see them send out any patrols last time?
No, they had a few guards, but looks like. But those guards, they were kind of last at the campfire, and they also retired to the cave.
Okay.
Get them. That's your plan. Get them.
Very much.
So I want a smarter version. That's the outcome I want to achieve, but I don't want to just walk in there and get ourselves killed.
Because even with 8 guys, we're going to be. I mean, I don't know about Morgan, but I'm certainly going to probably be using a lot of my spells in order to do so. So it's not like, okay, we've got 8. Then what do we do?
Right. We don't know what else is in there. That's why I think we could try to, if we can kill these guys stealthily, start killing, like take the pickets out. And so when the next group comes out to relieve them, we're there dressed in the uniform or whatever, dressed in the cape or whatever he was wearing, and then we kill the next one.
Okay. So kind of like just stealthily trying to make our way in.
You reduce the numbers in small ways. Like, one thought I had was you take out the guards, replace them with us. Or at least one of the guards with us before they start making a meal. So then when they come up to the meal and do a meal change, then you kill those guys unaware and hopefully not able to raise an alarm. And then you've cut them by 2 to 4 guys right there. Now that's still crazy and suicidal.
But you do say we're not.
You do see crossbows kind of laying around here and there.
Yeah. The one benefit we have is I can't be surprised if I'm awake. So we'll at least know if they're there's guys all around us in the rocks, guys.
Right.
We'll at least know what's going to kill us. So like I said, I think we need to waste these guys, not negotiate. So how do you guys propose we do that?
We want to try and take them out one at a time.
Or at least not head on.
Well, I mean, I can always thwack one of them with a magic dart one at a time, which will automatically hit.
Right, but that's not going to be enough to kill them. And if there's like a bunch of them around, we hit one of them, then the other ones are going to like, oh, hey, what's going on? Let's go check it out.
I mean, I can also mass spam the darts.
Well, here's the question: how do we? Because if they're guards, like there's one guard and they can't quite see each other, we can take one out by concentrating our fire or whatever.
Yes.
What if we could cause a distraction to draw them out?
It's not a bad idea, but to what?
To draw them all out, to draw as many of them out as you
or,
can.
Yeah.
There's 8 on the surface right now. We've seen upwards of 12.
I think we're better off taking them a few at a time and getting them in the entrance, which is their choke point. It's also their defense point, so I don't think they're likely to come out. I miss Ichabod here with his flame spells right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'd just rather take on 8 of them in terrain that we control than 12 plus in terrain they control, and they know better than we do.
Can we tell from how they're how do they look like they're armored? Are they well armored? Are they does it seem like obviously they're bandits, but are they
heavy leather armor and shields?
So they're actual fighters.
Swords and crossbows.
Right. Okay. So they're
painting up.
So they're very serious fighters as opposed to just starving peasants.
Yeah, they're well armed.
Yeah,
they're like army deserters and so on.
They're brigands.
That's not good.
It's never good.
They're what? Yeah, Ethan?
I just said they're just brigands.
Right. Well.
Let's see.
Well.
Potentially, if we could get even a couple of them off to the side, I can daze a group of them at once. Potentially.
You can what, a group?
I can daze a group of them.
Dazing, I think, loses an action or loses the next round, right?
Right, yeah.
It'd be a good one to have on hand in case they're about to signal an alarm. That's a good one to have.
I could drop the sky on them. but it's probably not what we're going for.
Probably not.
Well, one thought, just for keep in the mind later, with my chain lightning, it sounds like if we can get a lot of them into the fighting in the entrance, then that will be a good effect there, because it's like everybody within a d6 yards. So if we can get them clustered up, then that would be a good time to use. And I only have one use of that.
Yeah, I can throw explosive darts that explode, and I can make them explode more powerfully and bigger. Oh, that's right. Why don't I look at what all my different spell improvements are?
I can add boons to us and banes to them.
Okay.
And I can add like give somebody 7 boons to use as they want.
Nice.
But then that's great, but that doesn't actually, I mean, it's still, you're only getting 1 die out of all that. But of course, that means you're getting more likely getting a high number. So it's not like you're adding them together.
Okay. So I think it's. Now, the darkest area in this picture here is where the cave entrance is, right?
Yeah, and those kind of rough things that are kind of marked outside of them are like kind of like tents or lean-tos or little common cooking areas, campfires, that kind of stuff.
So my thought is, if we can come up from this direction, because this is all forest around it.
Everything around here is forest, yeah.
We can take out the group that's cooking here or whatever, that keeps us out of sight of hopefully a lot of others. Set something up here then on the edge. If we could take out several in the group to start with, that cuts their numbers down. And then I don't know if we want to set off an alarm, but I think that might be our best bet, is to set up an alarm then. I like Ethan's idea of drawing them out, and then just concentrate fire. If we could take positions kind of equidistance around there to minimize their ability to, maybe if they have a chain lightning kind of thing.
Sure. Okay. All right. I hear a plan. You guys good with that?
It's better than what we had before, which really wasn't anything. So
Get 'em.
Which was get them. Alice, are you currently menstruating? What's that have to do with anything? Back off, man! I'm a scientist.
What?
It's a line from Ghostbusters.
The preceding scene.
Okay.
Get her? That was your plan?
I see.
Okay, so folks are moving around here. Is there a sweet spot in the number that you want to wait for before you launch your attack? And we'll see how many hours that takes to mature itself. It's morning now.
Well, I would like, because there's 3 of us, if we could take out 2, like you said, usually 2 come up to do cooking, and there's probably a guards. If we could take out 2 and then 2, I think that would be a sweet spot. If we could take out 4.
Ooh. Yeah, if we could take out 2, and then we could play the prisoner scheme.
I mean, where we say, hey, we caught somebody.
We found this guy walking around. We're here to take him to the detention level.
No, it's a cave. I say execute it. Just kill several of them, and then, though it's a great idea, I say save it till we have an organized group to deal with.
Okay.
See, I'm more bloodthirsty than you are.
I'm more wanting to just get into the middle of things so that I get them all grouped up in a nice little circle to explode magic on them.
Of course. Which is why I think you should be near the edge where you can leap down into them if you think that's about to happen.
Wait, I feel something happening.
Also, it's far enough away from us so that if it does, you're not taking us out immediately.
Yeah, the one really nice thing about my improved sorcery is that I can ramp up my strain all at once. to try and force myself to explode.
So what happens? What happens when that happens?
When
What happens to
damage
you?
abounds.
So
What happens to you?
Oh, nothing. Basically, there's
Oh, okay.
basically all the energy that's inside me, I can't really control it well. So when I'm calling upon the extra magic inside me to make my spells better, I lose control of it, and it just blows up around me. But because it's my magic, my physical body is unaffected by it.
So why don't you do that more often?
Because I'm usually
Near
to
us.
y'all.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Ichabod took a hit, if I recall correctly, when it went off once.
It was Rudolpho. Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, basically.
Well, yeah, I took damage, but Rodolfo had his head blown off.
Yeah. No, right now when I blow up, I deal 3d6 damage to everyone in a yard radius equal to my strain count, which I can bump it up theoretically by 5 strain around if I just dump everything.
Okay, now on that note, meaning if you have to go jump in looking suicidal, I have Rune Shield I can cast twice, which means anyone. It lasts an hour, and you inscribe a rune on the target that remains for the duration. Creatures making attacks with weapons against the target's bearer make the attack rolls with a bane.
Okay.
So I always thought we'd look at AC, and whoever are 2 lower ACs, give them cast that on them ahead of time.
Is this area that they're kind of like in? Is it like a clearing into the ravine, or are there still trees around?
There's like it's mostly clearing. Yeah.
Okay.
There's out of the cleft in the earth, there are some like jutting rocks and things like that. So the line of sight gets broken up a little bit, but
that's why I was thinking approaching from this side. It looks like there's some lean-tos and rocks, so we could shield part of our movement.
Sure. So I'm. This plan sounds well conceived.
Conceived, I think, is the better word.
Just conceived at all. So before we go in, I thought I would use my spell on the 2. Well, whoever has the higher defense won't get a cast on. I'll cast it on the other 2. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So what's the defense for Morgan?
Well, once we've decided on our plan of action and are prepared to make our move, she will cast Arcane Armor and bring herself to a 12.
All right. Why don't you do that? Cast your Arcane Armor and bring yourself up to a 12. Morgan is a 12.
Well, how long does that? Oh, 4 hours. Okay.
Yeah, quite a while.
And the rune
What's your defense? Oh, pardon me, Gideon.
Gideon, because AoE is trying to squash bugs, is 16.
Nice. So I'm a 14.
Oh, and we did enough stuff to be able to heal last night, right?
Yes.
Yeah, whatever your healing rate is.
Right, okay. Oh, that's right, never mind. Yeah.
So it sounds like I need to cast it on myself and Morgan.
That's what it sounds like to me, too.
So I have a 14, she has a 12. So anyone attacking either of us will have a bane against them.
Okay.
And I think that's the only spell on it. Oh, now I'm going to save Brand of Doom because who knows if I'll need that later. But I've cast both my rune shields. I feel very productive.
Okay, so there have been roughly about 8 of these guys milling around this morning, and I understand that you want to launch your attack from the west, and you want to wait for there to be fewer fellows about. There are a few women also, then a fewer number about before you launch your attack, and try to kind of take it in waves. Is that right?
Yes.
And how many do you want to wait for? What's that sweet spot number that you're looking for?
What, 2 to 4?
Yeah, you said there's generally 2 pickets or 2 guards.
They're not necessarily guards. They're more like just out there doing stuff, right? Like,
right.
So a couple of them are arguing, you know, a few are like cleaning armor, some are like preparing foodstuffs, one's napping.
And certainly if any of the group wander out toward the forest on their lonesome self or with one other person, we'll jump them.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, if they come out here to take a piss, they're not going back.
So over here is this cross is where the privy is. They've kind of figured that out, and they kind of use a portion of the ravine as the privy.
Yeah.
Do you want to do something different, and like try to ambush somebody at the privy, or do you want to keep with this plan of attacking the west?
We'll keep with our plan for now.
Yeah, especially if someone goes out to the privy, we can take out whoever's here because they're not going to see whatever we're doing over here.
Correct.
Yep.
So I thought is when we get 2, maybe 3 here, but I think 2 that we can quickly overwhelm. I hate to sound like a bully, but we got to take these guys out carefully and quietly.
Oh,
there are 4 currently.
I mean,
do you want to go now, or do you want to wait until for another opportunity? There are 4 now, and there are 4 away, kind of on the other side of the.
Yeah, definitely. I think waiting is optimal at this time. I can do 2 shots at a time.
So that was morning. So now waiting until about lunchtime.
Oh, if we wait, then my shield doesn't work.
There's still 4. Yeah. I'll give you guys the spells. I'm not worried about that. It's just more about a clock thing for me.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's about lunchtime, and there's still 4.
4 isn't hard to take out. I can wipe them out in 1 spell load.
Right. But he said there's 4 here and 4 on the other side. If there was just 4, I'd say do it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's going to take them time to come around, figure out what's going on.
Yeah, those 4 here are on the western side, Peter. That's what I mean.
Are they close enough that we could?
The others are like moving in or out of the cave,
Cleft.
Or going off to the privy side or to these lean-tos, which might be like some sort of rough workshop, or you don't know. You haven't checked that out yet.
Well, then I say let's jump their asses at 4 because Aaron rolls a lot of 4s.
All right.
What do you think?
Okay, so in preparation for this, I'm going to cast Divine Aid that I just threw the chat. Everybody gets an extra 18 hit points.
And we burn those first.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume so, yeah. So
what
I've actually done is, I put a negative 18 in my damage so I don't mess up my actual health.
Oh, good idea.
That's not bad.
Clever. And before we all sign off, I have ideas about how to resolve the Ichabod Booby's hunt for the slime queen or the
okay, yeah, I have some ideas about that too.
I don't think I want to know Aaron's ideas.
Yeah,
nom.
Yeah.
So my question is, that was what the D6 was for. So the 18 hit points, gotcha. Okay. Are you guys going fast or slow?
Fast.
Slow. Here, let me.
I'm on it.
Yeah, which one am I again?
You're the letter. You're the Luther's letter. Gideon?
Well, no, I gotta go fast the first time because I can take 2 shots regardless.
True.
I'm just checking really quickly. Okay. I will go. Are we in an attack game, or are we just shooting at range?
Well, what's your strength? I'm shooting. My first.
I'm dumping one, throwing a spell at them.
I figure I shoot now, move next turn.
Okay.
I can.
Okay.
I can.
Okay.
Take 2 or 3.
So I'm going to. Okay. I'm going to also cast Blessing on Peter, which gives you an additional boon for a minute on attack rolls and challenge rolls.
Why, thank you.
So a minute would be 6 turns.
Yeah.
Now, completely off topic.
So I'm gonna go slow.
Okay, it's completely off
'Cause
topic, Nils. Is that a new cough or the same cough?
Same cough.
Then you should go to the doctor. I'm just saying this is your friend. It's been 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, that's what they said. They said 3 to 4 weeks to get rid of it because it's like a flu cough kind of thing. So.
All right. Well, I'm going to check on you next week, man.
Yes, Mom.
It's all because I love you.
All right.
Okay.
Does anybody need that one blue D6? Is that yours, Morgan?
That was just for my for when I need to calculate strain, so I have it ready.
Oh, okay. It should be at 0 though right now,
It should
right?
be at 0, but there's not a 0 side on it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and I can get 2 shots if I roll well enough. That's what it is.
I can dump. If you get 2 shots in, I can potentially dump 2 or 3 of them.
Well, yeah. My thought is my shots are back up to what you're doing.
Well, I'm gonna need someone to at least take down the 4th guy for me.
Exactly. Well, whatever one you don't take out, I'm shooting at.
So I'll prepare after I do the spells. I'll prepare to kind of be a tank to defend them because I don't want to use my one God Hammer yet on just
No.
guys.
No, in fact,
Yeah, no, we should.
Right.
I'm
And I don't have any other.
with my spells too.
but you could.
I don't have any other missile.
But you could close into hand to hand, if
Right,
you wanted
once
to do that
everybody's
after
done.
we shoot.
Yes.
Just
and
a
I'm
thought.
making sure that I'm far enough away from my companions that if I explode, I don't hurt them. So I'm about 5 yards away from them right now.
To the north or to the south?
Probably to the southwest.
Okay, great. Take your action. Let's see what you got. Let's see how this ambush kicks off.
All right.
Let's hope well. What's
Who's
the great?
starting?
Under her breath.
What's the great Fezzik line? I hope we win.
Hit him with a rock.
She closes her eyes, then stands up and just points both of her hands at the group of 4. And the tattoo on her left palm begins to glow as she imbues more power, more energy into the spell, increasing its damage, and using her potent spell of greater sorcery on it.
Okay, so you're using an arrow darts with the potency.
Yep. So 7 darts. Each one does 2d6 plus 1 damage.
Okay, and are they all going? Let's see.
So
how are you going to divide them up amongst these targets?
So
there's 4 of them.
There's 4 targets, so I'm going to focus 3 targets. 3 into the closest one, 2 into the next, and 2 into the next.
So you're going to hit 3 targets. Got you.
And then
3,
the
2,
fourth
2.
one's
Got it. Okay, let's see some damage because these are auto hits, right?
Yeah. Okay. So the first guy, he takes 3 of these, so that's 66 plus 3.
Okay.
I like Morgan.
That was a pretty bad roll. 18.
Okay.
That would freaking hurt me a lot.
What else have you got?
Got 2 more, which are 46 plus 2 each. So the next guy takes 17,
Mm-hmm.
and the next guy takes, or gal, takes 12.
Okay, the third one, the first 2 just explode into blood and gore, and the the last one's hit badly, and then the 4th is just sitting there, just splattered.
And as he's blinking, like, what the fuck just happened? An arrow goes. Whoosh.
Okay, do you want to hit the wounded one or the
No.
hail one? Okay.
The hale one who's going, what the fuck just happened?
All right.
Because that's the way we are. Sorry.
We planned for Opie to target the one guy who I wasn't going to target. So.
And thanks to Nils, I get a boon. And I think must double check. I do have my boon figured in for my ability. Yeah.
Oh, so close.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't
8
get a second
points.
shot. Nice though. a solid hit.
It is. It's a solid hit. And yeah, and he like rolls back over like the stool he was sitting on. Did 8. Okay.
Okay, so then for my first, yes, for my slow action, I'm going to run up to the closest one, and if I can get there, I will hit him.
Or you're going to charge him. All right.
Yes.
Ah!
No, I'm not yelling.
No yelling?
No yelling. I'm just still wanting to be kind of quiet.
Okay.
No, we're a stealth operation.
Well, we were.
Yeah, there was that.
Why as a team overall, we tend to do things carefully.
Are you trying to engage both of them in melee or just one?
I'm trying to get whoever's closest.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
I suggest rolling a 20 or higher, so then you can do an extra thing. I forgot to fill my own advice.
I don't know.
No, Gideon's a priest.
I don't actually have that ability.
Oh,
yeah.
I figured every class got something.
They do, but he is
I get other things.
Stuff, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Miss.
Oh.
And I do like how every class at some point has a self-healing.
Yeah.
I said roll a 20.
Okay.
Well, there's a 20 on there somewhere.
Let's see, what do these guys do?
Did you roll for surprise?
That was the surprise round.
Yeah, I figured.
Speaking of, that was the end of the round, right?
That was the end of the round. Correct.
Okay, then let me roll for see if I explode or not.
Oh, is that +1 strain for you from the potency?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Gonna be will challenge. We're good.
Okay. New round, fast or slow?
Fast.
Fast.
Morgan?
I'll go slow, actually.
It's probably a good idea.
All right. Hitting your melee with 1.
Yep. Same one still, obviously.
And real fast. Back.
There we go. That's a hit for 7. Killing blow, what happens?
So I'm assuming that, yeah, so anyway, the person that I'm trying to fight, they are kind of get their feet under them for a second. They take a swing. I'm able to duck under it, and then I'm able to use my leverage because I'm kind of ducked over to bring my two-handed warhammer just straight up and smash like his ribs in.
Crunch. Hulk smash. Nicely done.
And the cry goes out.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But it's muffled.
That's because I crushed his lungs and he had no air.
There, yeah, exactly. All right. I would say OP.
I am charging into combat.
You're charging to melee. Okay.
Charging into the one who is not attacked by Gideon.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack.
Yeah, aiming for lungs or throat. You know, just as soon get that. Oh, yeah.
That's a hit.
And remember, you get your extra boon from me.
Oh, I didn't add the extra boon.
He doesn't need it.
I didn't this time.
You did beat the defense by 5. Defense is 15.
Okay. So I get to do that again, or add an extra D6.
So attack roll is 20 plus and beat the defense by 5. Take another turn, so you get to do that. But the trickery option is twice per round plus 1 boon or plus D6 damage. You've done 8 to him, and that's going to drop him.
Okay, so just right across his throat.
Mhm. Oh, why don't you make an agility challenge with the Bane to see if you can hit that sweet spot and, slash out his throat.
Okay, agility with a Bane.
You could also use one of your trickeries.
Oh, I can, and I can make this with a boon, which evens it out.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do that. The blessing that Nils gave me, that was just affecting my combat rolls, right?
Yeah, for attacking.
Okay.
Or, well, actually, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me read it again.
Because a couple of things I say have
It's
it's
attack
for any
rolls. It's attack
challenge.
and challenge rolls.
Right.
This
Yeah.
is a challenge roll.
Oh, so I might actually get a +1. Ooh. I'm gonna I'm gonna burn a.
You're gonna burn a fortune point?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. They're not raising the alarm. Hold on. Where is my?
Do you have one to burn? I guess
I do. I don't have one to burn, but I have one to use wisely. Yeah, I'm at 5 right now, so I'm at 4.
Oh shit! You got lots.
Well, yeah, but yeah.
Lots is a relative term.
Yeah, when the dice are against you, that's besides I can use them to augment my friends too. So this is really important.
Okay.
Okay, so I use the fortune to actually, so there's no chance of him making noise. That was my point.
Correct. There is no chance of him making any noise, given your use of the fortune point. All right, so it's a new round, and let's see if anybody comes wandering in into this carnage. Yeah. /R 1B4.
So I had a plan, but yeah, I think I have a new plan, which is get him.
That's the plan.
Okay, yeah, I'm not surprised by this, for the record.
Right. Nobody's surprised by this. So from over here, kind of breaking the line of sight and then being able to see what's going on here, this just cacophony of bloodshed. For the other guys are like, what? And they're like, start fumbling for the weapons. 2 of them jump back. One of them, so you can see him filling his lungs. He's like, but this is in the slow. Yeah. Oh, and one of them hollers. That would be fair.
That would be fair.
But you don't make out what he yells. What will you do, Morgan? These guys are at medium range.
And there's 4 of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're closely grouped together.
Are they now? Okay.
I'm assuming.
They're within 10 yards of one another.
10
I mean, they're within a 10-yard radius of one another.
10 yards, okay. 10 yards is a little big.
And that's just an approximation. Do you have a spell effect that you're trying to utilize?
Potentially. Okay, well, that'll help.
Do you have a kill all the bad guys spell?
Well, I mean, there is that spell, but let's be real.
Let's save it.
Yeah. Oh, well.
I think the guy said Jinkies the cops.
Right.
Is this the end of Little Caesar?
Okay. Well, I will throw.
Did you call, Grace? Did you call? Yeah. That sounds like it.
I'll throw another round of darts at these guys. I won't be able to kill all of them, but I'll do the same split that I did last time of 3, 2, and 2.
Okay.
And I will empower it
Okay.
with, increase its potency.
Okay.
Um,
And that adds to your strain, correct?
yes, it does. It will add 1 strain to my total, which is now
Is she
2.
having adolescence?
What was that from?
Incredibles 2.
Right. Thank you.
Okay, so the one who shouted is going to be the one who takes the brunt of the attack.
Okay.
So
He
takes
brought it on
6d6
himself.
Plus 3.
No one to blame but himself.
Oh, that was a really crappy roll.
Okay.
Still,
How about
15.
for the other two?
They each take 46 plus 2. So here's the first one. That was better. That was bad.
It wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good as we wanted. It's still freaking great damage.
The one who shouted is 50. Yeah, so.
Yeah, so the one that was shouted like goes down in a blood-curdling cry.
That could just be dysentery.
And
this time when she fires, you notice that not only is her left palm glowing, but her right palm is now glowing as well.
okay, so you dropped 2 of them and badly wounded one, who like
Probably cries out in pain.
who. Well, it's I guess it is my action now. Well, they moved on fast, so no, they don't have an action right now.
And then for my movement,
Mhm.
I'll try and put myself into some sort of cover.
You want to be in the trees, in the edge of the trees. You could be a cover.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. New round. Now these guys are going fast. What are you guys doing?
I'm going fast.
Going
Well,
slow.
are we close enough to? I mean, can you do a charge? I can't remember. A charge and engage is one action as a fast.
Yes, but
Yes.
you take a bane on your attack.
Oh, okay. Unfortunately, I already have a bane with my weapon, so I think that.
Well, you
I'm
go
gonna
slow.
Well, you
I'll
could
go
always move
fast.
you could always move to melee range and not attack. I mean, that would be an option too.
Well, I think that. So, am I the book or the scroll?
You
I'm the
You
book,
are
right?
the book.
Okay, I'm going to go slow.
Scroll is OP.
That's me.
Yeah.
Well, it's got a dagger in it. I think it's a wanted poster.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, there it is. I didn't see it.
I always see it as Luther's letter nailed to the church door.
Yeah, Luther. I think of it as like a blackmail. No.
Oh, blackmail letter.
Yeah.
These other things can all be true.
And they probably are all true. Actually, speaking of end of the round.
Because I don't think I'm close enough to move into combat, so I'm going to shoot.
You could if you wish to do that charge thing. Did you blow up?
I blew up into the trees.
You're gonna lose that. You're gonna lose this turn just for the
Oh.
blowing upness.
Okay.
It happens. Got to clear her. It leaves her a little dizzy for a minute.
Right. Blinding
well,
white flash.
if I can move into combat, I will take the Bane because I've already got a boon thanks to Nils.
For the offset, sure.
Yeah. So I will go fast and charge into combat.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and make your attack? There's one that's wounded and one that's like juggling for his crossbow, and he sees you running.
Oh,
Now,
I'm coming down on him.
the one that's unwounded?
The one that is not wounded, yeah.
Okay.
And I am using the saber.
Okay.
Oh, the 19's right there.
Right there, staring you in the
Oh.
face. That's a miss for 16 points of damage that you didn't do. Whew. This guy steps back. He's like, fuck.
Yeah, well, now he's engaged with me. It's going to be harder to shoot me. That's what I'm thinking.
Right. So he just draws his sword. And the other one that's like wounded. Pass the morale check. Yeah, so they're both gonna melee you, OP.
Hey, it happens. I knew the odds.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
7 points of damage. That's from the one guy who just took a step back and like just delivers this extremely timed slash as you come racing by him.
You said 7?
7.
Okay.
Oh, it was almost an 18. Hits AC 12.
No, I'm at a 14. Oh, and I forgot they all get Banes, but they'll get Banes next time.
Let's see. A Bane on the 24, I think, would still.
Oh, the 24.
Net hit.
Yeah, because that was a natural 20.
Right.
Yeah.
And a Bane on a 4 isn't going to matter. So.
Right. Okay. So that was their attacks. 2 crossbow bolts snap out from the darkness of the caves there at Gideon. Hits AC 15. I think that's a miss, right? Your AC 16.
Ooh,
Yes, he is.
Oh,
And
that was
AC
almost a
17. So that's a hit for 6 points.
I preferred the 2 that it almost rolled, just to be clear.
It still rolled a 2. There happened to be an extra 1 that for some reason.
Yeah, that's
This is true.
So 6 points.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh look, I haven't lost any damage.
Yeah, I appreciated that spell immediately.
Yep. Okay, so now my slow action.
Your slow action, Gideon.
So I'm going to move into contact with and attack the guy that's wounded.
Oh, so you're running around the. Okay, so.
Well, I'm sorry. I thought.
I had you here in just finishing off the butchery.
Right. And where was Peter?
And Opie's kind of run over here to fight these other guys that have sort of showed up.
Right. And then
there were some fellows coming here.
Yep.
You guys had been fighting here.
Yep.
Opie charged them.
Yep.
And now there's like a melee here.
Right. And where is the crossbows coming from?
They came out of the darkness at you.
Right. Okay.
The entrance.
Yeah. So I'm going to. I don't know how you do that nifty ruler thing, but I'm going to move over there and engage, help support Opie, and try to move out of the range of the.
Out of the line of sight.
And position myself on the other side of the bad guys from the entrance, so they can't shoot me as easily.
Right.
Okay.
Actually, let me quickly check something here. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Okay, hold on. I need to mess with my sheet for a second. Right.
And you're charging to make an attack, right?
Yes.
But you went slow, so you don't take a Bane. You just use
Correct.
You just use the first action to move up there, and then your second action to fight. So go ahead when you're ready to make your attack. And are you attacking the wounded one or the
wounded one?
Okay.
Ah, shoot.
Oh, miss.
So 12. Yep. Yeah. So, okay. That is my action.
All right. So that was the end of the round. Sorry, Morgan, you didn't get to go, but you did get to blow up.
Yeah.
She did something
I
spectacular.
returned my energy back to nature.
That's quickly.
It's like, kind of like taking a giant dump in the woods.
That's it.
So how many rounds have we been so far? 1, 2, 3.
This is our third.
Okay, because we've got stuff going on that's expiring in a minute, so we just need to keep track of that.
I am keeping track of it on the initiative tracker with that 3 in the square.
Got it. Okay. I'm sorry.
That's a countdown.
Okay, cool.
From 6.
I'm staying at fast.
I am now moving to fast.
I am slow.
And for the record, I am trying to do what Nils did, which is keep my opponent between myself and the cave entrance. So if they shoot at me, they might shoot their own guy.
Yeah, the shots that came at Nils were kind of at that weird angle, right? Because they were coming up out of the cave.
Sure.
Through the darkness, and then Nils stepped around and ran back to where you're having the melee. So I appreciate that you're trying to keep that line of sight obscured. I got you.
And
make an agility check to see if you can maneuver your opponent that way. Straight agility challenge.
I'll take it. Come on, Opie. I know you can do this. Look, your shoe's untied.
Huh?
Oh. No,
Yeah,
not this
you know
time.
your back is painfully exposed.
I'm not surprised.
Well, wait. Did you get the boon that I gave you?
Oh,
Oh,
was
it's
that?
a
Sorry, this is a
challenge roll.
challenge.
Yeah, it is a
Oh, it's for a
challenge. So if you roll greater than
1.
a 1, you're okay.
Come on.
Oh yeah, all
There
right.
it is.
All right, so I'm not painfully exposed.
And that's only once a turn, Nils? Once a round? Or is it for every challenge? Every attack and
Let me
every
check.
challenge?
I will check just a second.
Okay. While Nils is looking,
It
you
looks like
guys
it's
that are
all-
going fast can go ahead and take your actions.
Well, I'm
Target for the duration, the target makes an attack and rolls and challenge rolls with a boon and cannot be frightened.
Cool.
Ooh, and I'm not frightened. Nice.
I'm frightened. I am not frightened.
Okay, so I'm taking this guy down.
The healthy
Cut me,
one.
will you? Yeah. Step back, cut my cheek. You near the blood on my cheek. Damn it!
Ow.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
Ugh. 10 points.
10 points. All right, still up. You didn't
So
beat by 20, so
No, wait. There was that other. What is that other?
you could do a plus d6 damage
That's it.
with
Well,
the
I can do that
trickery
one.
option.
I will do that. Three points.
Still up.
That's all right.
He's hurt badly.
That's 13 points that weren't on him before.
Hmm.
And so in my turn, as I attack the wounded guy, I will also shout out, "Morgan, watch the cave."
Okay.
Which may not. I just realized may not be a good idea, but oh well.
Why don't you go ahead? Why don't you go ahead and make your
Yeah.
attack?
Oh jeez.
Oh,
Okay.
miss. Thunk.
I think you need to utter a blessing before you roll your dice. It worked for Gerda.
I think I need to give myself a blessing spell.
Well, that's it. It's all part, and it adds to our narrative.
Yeah, these guys are fighting. They're hurt badly, but they're grim and they're determined. So the attack against Opie. Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
I'll take that as a fumble. Let's see if the agility challenge to see if he falls or does something silly,
Silly's good.
like
Oh.
throwing away his sword over his head.
I think he's going to regret that.
Yeah. And then against Gideon. Hits AC 13. I think that's a miss.
Correct. He's a 16.
Yep. All right. That
Okay.
was their fast. Now we're into slow. Morgan, what are you doing as you sort of dust yourself off from this great expenditure of energy?
From my current vantage point, I assume at this point I'm probably in long range from anything. 'Cause I was medium range before, and I moved into cover.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of moved back. They were sort of at the edge. They were at medium. Yeah. So you're greater than medium right now. So you are in long.
Can I see any of them right now?
Yeah. You can see what's going on over there. That's like a tussle between Opie and Gideon and two of these wounded fellows. They're badly hurt.
So she will pick up one of the pieces of bark that got from the tree, one of the trees that got destroyed as she exploded, put it and crush it in her palm, and begin chanting and taking with that piece of bark in her left hand, point out with her right hand at the creature or at the bandit who Gideon's fighting, and channel her power into extending its range and increasing its power, gaining 2 strain.
Okay.
Cool beans.
So you're extending the range and increasing the power of
She's
which
casting
spell?
Burning Beam.
Burning
which doesn't
Beam.
automatically hit. She needs to make a will attack roll against the target agility.
And you're shooting this into melee? So it's just dangerous to do that. I'll just I'll just warn you about that. If you
Might hold
if you want
off.
to take 2 Banes, you can, and you won't risk hitting a friend.
Okay. Then what I do, I will take the 2 Banes,
Mhm.
and she will further empower her spell, gaining
Mhm.
3 strain
Okay.
to give herself an additional 2 boons on the roll.
Okay, to make it an even. Okay, I
Yeah.
like it. That's very
Nice. Yeah, it is
Very
cool.
cool.
You
She
can tell
knows
she's
it's
got to
difficult.
focus. She's like, okay, this is not going to be easy.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
I find the silly combat rules here.
Okay, so she's making a will attack roll against the target's agility. So here's the straight roll. Natural 20.
Ooh. And you did 2 damage?
Plus the extra 2d6 from giving it extra damage.
Okay, so that's this guy just cooks under your burning beam.
Gideon
If
pulls
you
his
could,
hammer back to swing, and this guy just microwaves in front of him.
you just
Oh,
turn
man.
and you see and you see this brilliant beam coming from somewhere in the forest. And if you could
It's
see
coming
Morgan
from
right
the
now, her
edge of the-
eyes are just
Yeah,
glowing.
it's coming from the edge of the forest.
Yeah,
Sure.
Morgan's eyes are just glowing that yellowish green.
Okay, Morgan, and you can see from the cave entrance, like at least like 3 or 4 guys clamber up with crossbows, and they
Mhm.
take aim at your position out there in the woods. I'm just looking for some cover rules to.
And
see
don't
what we've-
forget, they have a bane from my spell.
Oh, because they're targeting a friend that has been
Right,
enchanted. How
The
long
rim
does that?
shield.
How long does
1
that?
hour.
1 hour. So easily through the combat, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I
Good.
certainly hope so.
Yeah, we're in trouble if it
We're in
goes
trouble
more
if it
than an
lasts
hour.
longer than an hour. Now that would be interesting if somebody actually tried to play the game where the spell lengths were actual real time instead of game time,
Mm.
Ooh.
just as a way to kind of speed things along.
That would be
I
cool.
better hurry up and decide your 1 minute spell is going to disappear.
That would be interesting. Okay, I don't see
Right,
anything in
but-
combat for cover.
Really? There's got to be something.
Well, there's not much in the combat rules that I'm looking
No, it's
at.
not in the combat rules. I think it's in the GM stuff.
No.
I was just looking at GM's
Could it be in
toolbox.
shooting?
Might be in shooting.
The environment, obscurement. Maybe that's it.
Sure, you're
after
looking at
range.
the TOC. What page is that on?
43.
Yeah, I'd say you're partially obscured. 1 bane. Heavily obscured, 2 banes.
Okay.
Totally obscured, no
shot.
line of sight.
Right.
Yeah, and that kind of fits in with the banes that I had applied there for you,
Mhm.
Ethan. You know, the heavily obscured, try and hit the right target in the
Yeah.
melee.
Yeah, no,
Mhm,
totally.
mhm.
I totally get it.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. All right, so
So they're going to have
This-
at least 2 banes.
yeah, they're going to take two banes. Yes, 1 from you and 1 from the cover. Correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Well, I mean, they only got to hit a 12, so it's not going to be very hard.
Well, that 2 banes is going to help a lot.
Yeah. He's going to roll 1s and 2s, so you guys going to shoot a guy and his friend.
Oh!
So that's 1.
There's 3 more, right?
See if I can do this again.
Roll an 8 again? That's fine. I'm happy with you rolling badly again.
Oh my
Hey!
goodness.
Much appreciated, just for the record.
Wow, okay. Those Banes are pulling in some serious work right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Except for that one. So you take
Fine.
9.
Fortunately, I have a bonus pool of hit points that are certain.
Fortunately, yeah.
Friend
Jesus.
cast upon me.
But you would have taken at least 2 of those. I'm thinking 3 maybe without them.
Yeah.
All right. That was that was the turn. That was the
Let's
round.
see if
Pardon
I
me.
explode again.
Are you guys going fast or slow? Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna
losing a turn, exploding and losing a turn.
Yeah, I'm still engaged in hand-to-hand, so I'll stick it fast.
I survived. I didn't explode.
Okay, fast it is.
I will. I will. I will go slow.
Okay.
There are 4 guys and they're clustered. How clustered are they?
They're all within 5 yards of one another. You know, they're right around the entrance. They're sort of like this little, you know, this little firing line.
Okay.
They have cover also, partial
That's
cover.
fine. Oh, that's fine.
You don't say.
Please,
Fortunately, I have
please.
spells that can automatically hit people.
Oh, right. Are you going fast or slow, Morgan?
I am going fast. They shot at me.
Okay. So are they. Let's see if any of them live.
We're hoping not. Just to sound biased.
All right. What do you guys got? Let's see it.
I'll let my companions go first.
Because they're dealing with the melee over there. Nils,
Yeah.
you're still fighting this one wounded fellow.
I'm sorry. I thought that's who.
Yeah, I think I targeted the one Gideon was fighting. It's
Yeah.
Opie who's
I'm still fighting. But
Pardon
Gideon,
me, Opie.
she microwaved Gideon's.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going slow.
I just forgot to write the KIA on my notes.
No worries. Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
All right. So that you just cut this second one down. What are you going to do with that second turn?
I'm moving towards the.
Are you going to charge that group?
Yes, I am.
Oh crap. Okay.
Why are you going to cast on him?
Yeah.
Well, then I'm going to draw my bow then.
You want to agility challenge with the bane to see if you can get off a shot.
Oh, okay. I was just going to draw the bow, but I'll do that, and I will use my boon to offset that.
So it's even agility.
Oops. Sorry. Cancel. Stair mode cancel. Agility. I'm good at agility. Come on, 19.
Oh.
No, can't do it. I can just get the bow out.
You get the bow out.
That's fine. That would have been a bonus as far as I was concerned.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's a hero thing.
It was such a great role. I mean, you had to
be
able to take advantage of it. Okay, anybody else? Oh, Gideon, what are you doing?
I'm going slow. So are they?
I had you at fast on the initiative tracker. Pardon me. I now have you at slow. All right, Morgan.
Morgan is now annoyed that they're shooting at her.
How dare you?
So she
fire on my personage.
She takes both hands and just picks up clumps of this broken bark.
Yeah.
And just hurls it straight at these guys with her explosive darts.
Okay.
Spell.
Okay.
So it hits 3 creatures within long range.
They are.
Okay. It automatically hits.
Okay.
Each dart does 1 damage and then explodes.
Okay.
In a 1 yard radius, which I'm going to augment.
You'll have to augment it by.
One of my abilities doubles the range or doubles the area of effect.
Okay, so let's see. If you spend 2 points of augmentation, you'll definitely get all of them.
Okay.
In this exploding, you'll get all 4 of them in this explosion.
Yeah. So they're darts. Okay. So there are a total of 3 darts that fly out.
Okay. They all do 1 hit point of damage. Got it.
They do 1 hit point of damage, and when they explode, they do an extra 1d6 plus 1 damage, which I will further empower.
Okay.
Training myself.
If you blow up again, you're going to lose 2 rounds.
That's fine. I'm hoping to end the combat.
Okay. Okay.
But that's a fair balance.
Yeah, I think so. There needs to be a little bit of an offset here, but I think it's super cool to see like this, this building of this power, like.
Yeah. So the ones she's gonna do are the potent spell and the enlarged spell is what she's doing. So you said 2 strain to make sure they hit everyone.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then the third strain for increasing the damage.
Yep.
Okay.
So let's see. So you did 1 to everyone, and
Yep.
now each one of those 3 darts explodes and does damage to the 3 adjacent companions, right? And how much additional 2d6 plus 1? Is that what we're doing?
It's going to be, so it's naturally 1d6 plus 1 with the additional 2, so it's 3d6 plus 1 per
3d6 plus 1. All right. Let's see it.
They do get to make an agility challenge roll to take half damage.
Oh, lovely. Let's see who takes half damage first.
Yes.
First guy. He takes half damage. Second guy, he takes full damage. Third guy, half damage.
Okay.
Fourth guy, half damage.
Wow.
Well, look at all those 20s I used up there. Gosh, that was a waste.
Good.
Okay.
No,
I
I'd
need to
rather
see
you
it.
use them there.
Okay, so this everybody's half, but this guy's full. Okay.
Yep.
So let's have you. Oh, and this is your 14. What is this for? Your 14.
Oh, that was basically, so when I cast the spell, I roll with my intellect, and if I get 20 or higher, then I do additional damage.
Gotcha. All right. Let's see your 3d6 plus 1 on. This is on fool number 1, who's going to take half damage. So 3d6 plus 1 halved.
Okay. He takes 6.
6. So he takes 7. All right, got it.
Okay.
This guy's taking full. Oh, man.
But he took all of it.
He took all of it. And then the third one, half damage. 11. We'll round it up to 6.
Okay.
So.
And then 5.
And then 5 on the last. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, so, they kind of squint back and, barks and boulder and chips of rock are flying. They're still
Oh, yeah.
effective.
Oh, yeah.
They shoot at you.
I bet they do.
With a bane.
With a bane. That's 2 banes, correct? For the cover and for the charm. That's lasting an hour. 2 banes.
I like that Opie's spells help his friends.
13. That looks like 7 points of damage.
Ouch.
Looks like a miss.
Whoo, that will hit, actually.
Ooh, 11 points of damage.
Okay.
Oh. 6 points of damage.
I'm alive.
3 hits.
All right.
I just see the crossbow bolts just crossing as she throws the piece of broken branch that just merves into the three darts, and they just pass each other as they go.
But the darts are a little bit faster, right?
Right, just a little faster. So as the guys are getting these explosives going off, she's getting hit.
Yep. I mean, maybe, if I explode, they'll think I died.
That's it.
How you doing on hit points there, Morgan?
Yeah, I think she needs to stay back and stay low.
9.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I have a host of healing spells if I can survive.
Yes,
right.
She has to not do anything next turn except heal yourself.
Well, that's assuming I don't blow up here.
Gideon, you're slow. What will you do? Gideon, you're on mute.
Sorry, Grace came to talk to me.
Sure.
So both the guys we were originally fighting, or the second set of 2 guys we fought, are both dead now, right?
Yeah. So the first wave of 4 you zorched pretty quickly. The second wave of 4 you've been meleeing it, and they've now been all slain, dispatched.
Mhm.
And the third
Right.
wave of 4 kind of like taken up this defensive position inside the, like kind of sticking their heads sort of halfway out, like firing from a foxhole kind of situation.
Right.
If you charge in, I'll be right behind you this turn.
Well, I assume you will. I don't think you're going to run away.
No, if you don't, I'll fire. If you charge in, I will charge in.
I see what you're saying.
If you want to
Okay.
hold back, it makes sense because they are in a slightly defended position. We don't know how many of are behind them.
Right. So I'm going in my first spell. So I'm sorry. How far away are they right now?
They're within. Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. They're within short of you, probably. Yeah,
Okay.
they're within short.
Okay. So as my first action, I'm going to cast my Godhammer spell.
Okay.
And then the second action, I will use it to attack one of them. And that way I have a ranged combat so we can stand back and hopefully I can...
I think it's a triggered action that you get to...
You're right.
Attack
Absolutely.
It, right. So
you're right. Thank you.
What do you want to do with your... Do you want to do anything with your... Do you want to move or anything? Like move to the trees to cover, or do you want to just stay where you are?
Yeah, I'll first try to move to cover.
And then cast
maybe not... And then cast the spell. Not necessarily in the same direction that Morgan is, so that we can kind of split any fire.
So I'd kind of get you here, and I have Morgan kind of out here.
Yeah, that's good. So,
okay.
Are there trees, further back this way?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. You could be at the tree line, but then you'll be at medium range, or possibly even long range. Depends.
Okay, so I can cast. It can be created at any point within medium range, and then I can move it as part of my triggered action. I can move it up to 10 yards
and attack with it, right?
And attack in the same time.
Yeah. So you're like at 30 yards, which is just over that medium range, right? Mm-hmm. So that's fine.
Okay.
Which puts you into long, but that's neither here nor there. So go ahead and make your.
Yep. Okay. So I'm adding. Because of a variety of spells, I get an additional. Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me just check. Make sure I haven't already added this in yet. I get too many extra things going on here. Godhammer. No, I don't have that yet. Okay.
So this is like Thor's hammer, right? You summon it and get to throw it. Okay, cool.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, shit. A fumble.
Oh, burn the fortune. Burn a fortune.
Do I have a fortune? I don't have very many fortunes. Yes, I do. So, So, can you fumble the spells, first of all?
Sure. Everything is fumbleable. I'm thinking about what the fumble result is right now. Will you use your fortune point?
Yes. Let's not have you pursue that line of thought.
No, that's unhealthy thinking.
One.
Right. One friend.
So yeah, that's my action for the moment.
All right. So you successfully cast the spell with the expenditure of your fortune point, and now you get to make an attack with the hammer, right? As you swirl it into them.
No, that roll, that 20 was the attack. There is no roll to.
Oh, there's no. Sorry, it just happens. Gotcha.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Sure. So
now it's kind of like
it's just a hit. It's not a 20. It's not anything great. It's just a hit. So you go ahead and do your damage of 9 points of damage. Is that what we're saying?
No, I still need to roll to hit. And on that roll, I cast the spell. I need to roll to hit. I hit a 1. I rolled a 1 on the hit spell, on the roll to hit.
Right.
And so I missed.
But you used the fortune.
Right, but you use a fortune point to turn it into a success.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought I understand what you're saying. So yes. In that case, yes, I do a excuse me.
You were thinking that the fortune point just stopped it from being a fumble.
Yes. I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
No, that's a logical assumption.
2d6 plus 1. Yep, so 9 points. So yes.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to give me a number between 1 and 4 about who you attack?
3.
Crunch. He lays still, slipping back into the darkness of the cave. Okay. New round.
Let's see if there's a big boom.
No, there's not going to be a big.
So what is your?
There is not a big boom.
Nice.
Woo! That was close.
So do you roll the number of strain you have and then a 20 and have to get under that 20?
No, so what I do is I make a will challenge roll. And I
Mhm.
roll with a number of banes equal to my strain total. So I just rolled
Oh,
6 banes.
Mm.
But most of the banes were 1s, which is pretty amazing.
Right, and I have a +3 to my will mod, which is the only reason I didn't blow up right there.
Got it. Okay.
Cool.
Nice.
That's cool. Well, that's a nice mechanic.
So
Yeah, definitely interesting.
Morgan, if you could see her body, all of her tattoos at this point are glowing.
Just like on
She's probably-
fire,
Probably floating a little bit.
smoking, smoldering,
Yep.
Yeah.
with smoldering intensity.
So, in terms of just for when she explodes, do we want to say every 3 strain is 1 round that she loses?
I'm sorry, what was the question there, Morgan?
Just wondering for my strain, do we want to make it so that every 3 strain I have isn't like 1 round that if I blow up, I don't get action for 1 round?
It's just the progressive effect of blowing up, right? So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like 1 to 3 is 1 round, 4 to 6 is 2 rounds.
it's the first time it's 1 round loss. It's the second time
Oh,
2
okay.
round loss. Third time's 3 rounds, so on and so
Gotcha.
forth, right?
Okay. Where it gets
Because
more taxing every time.
that applies a slightly, that applies like sort of a choice to the
Yeah.
combat. Like when am I,
Mhm.
is it, am I gonna, am I gonna put myself at risk of being out of action, to continue to chew up all of this extra energy?
Yeah. No, that okay, that's cool.
All right, new round. Gideon's spell this is the last round of effect for Opie.
So shoot well.
You guys going fast or slow?
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking if I go
Fast.
slow, I can take an aimed shot and add yet another boon because they got some cover and I want to offset that.
If I were to go fast, could I drop to the ground and cast a spell on myself?
You want to have even more cover?
Essentially, yeah.
So you want to go from partially to heavily obscured?
Yeah, basically just try and hit the ground and try and take myself as much out of the line of fire as possible.
If you want to go fast, you'd have to make a choice. If you want to go slow, you could definitely do both of those.
Okay. Just wondering because I'm not actually moving. I'm literally just letting my knees buckle from underneath me. But okay, then I will.
I hear what you're saying, but there's some concentration that's happening with the casting, right?
Yes.
No, I get it.
There's 3 shots out. There's extra targets. There's stuff happening. So
I say go fast and just use it to die for full obscurement.
Oh, for full obscurement, yeah, you could
say,
and that would completely break the line of sight with the melee, and then you would be perfectly safe, right?
Okay.
Right, and then the next turn.
Do that, then I'll do that.
That's a good line of reasoning. Thank you, Opie.
Okay.
And I'm also staying on the X. I just made a green X there, sort of a massive one. I'm staying there, not dropping into the trees.
Opie, I have you out here.
Where do you have me?
Out here in this melee.
Okay, yeah, there we go. So then I'm roughly. My point is, I'm just trying to find cover roughly where I am, but I'm trying to be more of a target than Morgan.
Okay, are you going to move, or are you going to stay there and shoot?
Because they were shooting where I am, so I'm going to stay where I am and shooting.
Okay. Yeah. You're within short range of these guys, of 15, no more than 15 feet away from them.
Okay.
All right. Sounds like Morgan's.
I'm going slow. So
You're going slow. Oh, interesting.
Well,
all right.
because I think you said they're in cover, right?
They are.
So if I go slow and aim for one of my actions, then I can get a boon, correct?
Yeah, which will wash the cover bane.
Correct. And then I still have one more turn of boon, you're saying.
Yeah,
or
this
one
is
more
the last,
round.
This is
Yeah,
the last. This is the last round of boons from Gideon's blessing.
Yeah, so I want to take the shot with aiming. I want to get every benefit I can.
Kind of standing in the open, like with your bone drawn.
Yeah,
like drawing a bead on these guys. Okay.
Right. My silhouette right there, so they can see me too. By the way.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Gideon, you're going fast.
I am.
All right, great. Let's see it. I know what Morgan does. She dives into the woods. Ah!
Bolts into the woods, bleeding,
Like smoldering,
her veins
smoking,
just bulging, like her body just wants to burst.
Steam coming out of her eyes, which are solid white, like a John Byrne drawing.
All right, Gideon, what do you got fast?
I am using my triggered action to attack with my
hammer.
Yeah.
If I had a hammer.
What was my Sigmar song? If I had a hammer, I'd hammer out goblins. I'd hammer out chaos.
Was that in John's game?
Yeah, way back in the day.
Oh man, look at that.
There we go.
Extra
That's what we're
2d6
looking for.
damage. So, looks like 46. And then
so 15 points.
15?
Yeah.
Scrunch. Do you want to give me a number between 1 and 3?
1.
All right.
In this case, the hammer was able to get right at the right angle to actually catch the guy's head, and like between the hammer and a rock, and just like popped it.
Gross.
Popped it like Bluto Zit from Animal House. Another movie that
take an insanity point, Gideon.
Gladly.
It's worth it.
You too, Opie, because you could see the whole thing.
Oh, I'm hard.
Where is insanity recorded?
It is on the main, and it is right there above will.
Will. Got it. Okay.
All right, I'm at 3 insanity. Means I'm flavorful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to lick you to find out.
No, best not.
So that's my fast action.
And well done, by the way.
All right, these guys like loose off a few more arrows, and then well, let's see what they do. Actually,
we're pretty badass.
You are pretty badass. They're like, nope, and they just sort of drop back into the cave, into the darkness, into the black.
Damn it! I can't draw a bead.
There was just two. There were 2 of them left, and then now there's a lot of yelling. There's a lot of like commotion coming up from the cave.
Okay, so should we?
It's a new round. The blessing fades.
Okay, can you start? Can you start a count again? This is the my second, the third round of my Godhammer.
Sure. How long does your Godhammer last?
It's another minute.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah. So if you're counting up, are you counting up or down?
Down.
Okay, so then it would be a 4. Because I've used 2. I've used 5 and 6, and now
so this is the new round. What will you guys do? It's nothing's. This is a free round for you because you can't see anything that's happening beneath the surface.
Let's go over and check on Morgan.
Oh, you want to go check on Morgan?
You check on Morgan. I'm going to keep the entranceway covered. So I am going to step back a bit to get a little cover.
Okay, you want to step to the trees?
Or I want to kneel down or whatever so I can get a clear
find some
shot on
cover
them.
around here. Sure. Yeah, you could be flanked and lose that cover, but right now there's, you're putting a rock between you and the entrance to the cave,
Right.
and that's enough to give you partial cover.
And if I'm flanked, I at least won't get surprised.
Right. You won't be surprised, but you'll see it coming, and maybe you can turn to redress that, right?
My thought exactly. We're on the same page.
Okay, Morgan, what are you doing?
Morgan is
Sorry, Gideon, you went to check on Morgan, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Morgan's still in risk of blowing up, by the way, right?
Yes.
How does this cool down?
Oh.
How does this cool down for you, Morgan?
Yeah. Tell me about that first part.
So it cools down when I explode or when I rest.
Like okay.
Sleep for the night.
Oh shit. Like sleep for the night. Okay. Get away. Because you basically have to blow up. You have to cook off this energy to sort of reset yourself to a stable state, thereby losing those 2 rounds of...
Can she heal herself up without blowing herself up?
Well, so yes, I can heal.
She doesn't take any damage when she blows up, right?
Damage.
Just stuff around her does.
Right, but we're... Oh, he walked away.
I can actually empower my own healing to heal me more and force myself to blow up.
You could do that. I'm just wondering if you could heal yourself without doing that,
and rising from the ashes.
Exactly.
And then, but if you don't do that and force yourself to blow up, I'm wondering if we charge down into the cave and blow up, go off like a hand grenade, like a suicide bomber.
I only do 3d6 damage when I blow up.
Oh, so it's not.
Admittedly, I bring down the entire cave around me because at this point I'm at a 6-yard radius.
Yeah, I say, Gideon and I'll stay well out of your way, and you force the blow up and spend 2 rounds waking up while we plan to go in there and take these guys out. I think we're gonna have to go into hand-to-hand, Gideon. What do you think?
You do.
Okay.
You want to send the weak?
No. I want you to do what you're gonna do, which is to augment.
I want you to hide out in the forest, do your healing, and cook off your energy.
You want me to run into the cave?
No.
Okay.
That is kind of a cool idea, though.
It's a really cool idea. I just don't know how to get my companions in there, or how to do it without actually killing myself.
Well, there's that. I mean,
we'll just keep this for a later date.
Structural integrity. Let's put a pin in that.
That's right. Wolverine and Colossus did not come up with the fastball special the first time round. They had to work on it. For the record, for those of you who don't read X-Men comics way back from the day, that was when Colossus would pick up Wolverine and throw him with his claws extended. Yeah, usually at a sentinel or something like that. Yeah.
Anything, yeah.
Anything.
All right, so I will cast minor healing upon myself, and I will empower or use potent spell to heal an extra 2d6.
Okay. So that takes you up to like 8 or something, doesn't it?
It depends on how well I roll.
Okay, let's see.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I meant 8 in terms of strain.
7 in terms of strain.
7 in terms of strain.
Oh!
That's a good healing roll.
So I heal 12 plus half my healing rate, which is 3. So I can draw myself back up to full health.
What's Nils packing?
I don't know.
No, I'm dropping figures.
Okay.
He split the whole table. He's like,
I just get a new strain table because the D6 is too small.
Yep.
7. There we go. And let's see. I need to see if
I think you need like a D20 as your strain die.
Well, theoretically, I'm not supposed to be I said I'm not supposed to get inside. Theoretically, the odds are not in my favor right now.
Well, we know that, but
you want.
Here's a question: Can you use a fortune point to fail a roll?
Well, yeah, because it's a success for what you're trying to do.
But I mean, like, if he succeeds, but he doesn't really want to succeed, can he use a fortune point to make himself fail and blow up?
No, because it's to cause a success, right?
Okay.
So it's for an auto success. Take any d6 to a 6. So if you were like throwing a bane or something with that, then maybe you could convert the bane to a 6 to
Right,
try to
okay.
force the failure, or give 2 boons to another player. That's what you can do with fortune points.
Yeah, I mean, my best bet in trying to force myself is to basically augment a single spell as much as I can to give me as many banes as I possibly can. All right, here we go.
I believe in you.
Oh, what? I didn't blow up. Okay.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 16 apparently. I thought that was a 3, which is why I thought I blew up big time. But no,
But
that is a 16.
Those are
It
all
says-
banes, aren't they?
Yeah, those are all banes. 7 banes. So I rolled a 16.
16 plus 3 is a 19,
19 minus 6.
is a 13.
13.
That's how you get to 13.
I didn't blow up.
Huh.
You just see her. She's like out there glowing. Steve comes. She looks around. Ah, crap.
And you can see her veins are literally on the verge of just like exploding from her body right now.
Okay. What are you guys doing with this free round of actions, Opie and Ichabod?
Opie. And,
Opie's stepping back to the woods and guarding the gate. No, finding cover of a rock and guarding the cave mouth.
Right, taking a shot of opportunity if I get it.
Gideon, what is Gideon doing?
Gideon was starting to go check on Morgan, but then thought better of it. And
Never mind.
I think we need to go down there and just clear him out.
All the screaming and cursing.
Yeah. They're scared to death of us.
Are you going in there? Are you going into the dark, Gideon?
Oh, no, not yet.
No, I think we're going together next turn.
Yeah, we'll
It'll
just.
take a while to come back. Just a warning.
Yeah, so it's.
Yeah, well, we know she's going to take a while because we can hear going, fuck! We didn't hear an explosion, so.
Damn it!
Glowing off in the distance in the forest. Oh,
Yeah.
nope, not yet. Okay.
Okay,
And
it's a new round.
I want to go
going fast or slow.
I want to go slow and work my way in, sticking close to the wall, and I want to stay ahead of Gideon.
Okay.
Because I scout. I scout better.
Sure. So you know that coming from this bright sunlit clearing into this darkness is going to take your eyes at least a few seconds to adjust.
Which is why I'm moving slow.
And looks like Morgan's casting light.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen. Okay, not yet.
I accidentally clicked something.
Oh, sure, no problem. So, and you'll probably be able to pick up some ambient light. Maybe not enough to see into the cave completely, but enough to sort of get your presence. So you want to move stealthily, slow into the cave.
I would say stealthily because they know we're coming, but yeah, cautiously, and aware that number one, I will be a silhouette if I'm near the entrance, so I'm going to stay very close to the wall, and I'm going in with my ears while my eyes adjust. Does that make sense?
Yep, makes a lot of sense.
And that's my logic for how I'm not going to be surprised is I'm not looking, I'm listening.
Right, you're looking with your ears.
Right,
not with your eyes.
And once my eyes adjust, I'm charging the nearest opponent.
Okay, cool. That will probably be next round.
I assume. I'm just telling you the long-term goal.
That's great. I love it. Gideon, what are you doing? All right, and that's slow for
That's slow for Opie.
That's slow for Opie.
Morgan is going slow as well.
And therefore, I will go slow since I am going to be following.
Right. Stay behind me.
Yes.
And not right behind me, just a little bit behind me there. Yeah.
Okay, the two of you get into the cavern. You don't take any fire as you do that from crossbows. Your eyes start to slowly adjust. Opie, give me a perception challenge flat.
Okay. I think my
Godhammer's gone down by 2 rounds. Still lurking around.
I just want to double check something here.
Somebody hurry up and pop out so I can smack him. Oh, crap. Just realized when I dropped my figure, I bent my banner pole.
It's too bad. I think we're close enough together that this wouldn't work. With forward observer, when you make a challenge roll to hide or sneak, you are further away than short range from other members of your group. You make the roll with a boon. There it is. Alertness. You make perception rolls with 1 boon. That's what I needed to.
Right.
There it is.
Right.
Thank
Good.
you. So that is perception. And the blessing is no longer in effect.
No.
Correct. It is expired.
18.
Oh, pass. So you just hear in your listening, you know, your quiet self, you're listening into the caves, trying to pick out where your foes are. You just hear this clamoring, this scampering, this kind of mad dash out in the back of the cavern. Feet, you know, lots of like murmured whispers, like curses. Fuck, get out of the way, God.
The sound is moving away from us, not
Yes, away
towards
from
us.
you.
So my right hand is forward with the saber out as I move forward with my eyes closed to listen and adjust. And I signal to Gideon behind me that they're moving away.
Yeah, we need to
And
start. I'm thinking we need to start moving quickly to try to catch up to them.
Well, our eyes will have adjusted by now, so yeah. But
yeah, it's a new round. Your eyes begin to adjust, and there are spaces, there are like spots where like light pierces down through the rocks, through the rubble, through the passageways into this sort of very tight ravine. You can see like makeshift like bunk holes and like little rough tables like set by stone and things like that inside this cavern area. Will you guys go fast or slow? Morgan, you're still trying to not blow up. Do you want to make that roll?
What I was saying was I was gonna use my slow turn to actually begin making my way back.
Oh.
Because
to the edge of the trees?
To the edge of the trees, and then on the next round around the far side. Basically, the only way I can I don't roll every single round to see if I blow up, only when I actually gain strain do I roll.
Right.
When you gain the strain.
Yeah.
So every round that you gain the strain, you're at risk of blowing up. Exactly. So right now you're just like this bundled ball of energy.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think I've dated that.
Twice, probably.
Oh my God!
I learned the first time.
Like 3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so
let's just stay calm. Everything's fine.
My friends don't hate you. Nobody badmouths you when you're not around, honey.
Everybody likes you.
You don't look fat.
Yeah, she's basically realized.
No one thinks you're psycho, honey. No one thinks that. We know it. So my question is, with that roll of 18, knowing the sound, can I move fast to go into combat, or can I, if I move slow, will I be able to follow these guys into combat? I'm trying to catch these guys, not just chase them out a bolt hole.
Yeah, you know that they've got a head start on you. If you move fast, you might be able to catch the stragglers, maybe. But you know, this is not home turf for you. It's not. There's, you know, it's like this twisting warren, a broken rock and tunnels.
And if I move slow, I could use 2 actions to move.
If you move slow, you know you could get to where they're making their escape, but you would not necessarily catch them.
Very good. I will move slow so I can get to where they're making their escape.
Okay.
And so will I.
Okay.
I have distance I gotta cover.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Morgan, if you were talking to us.
Morgan is going slow as well because she is distance she needs to cover.
Oh, okay, right. I don't know if there's anything you can do to adjust your microphone there, Morgan, but you're faint, and I've bumped up your volume a bit on our side already. So a thought for you, but we'll listen carefully to
It's all the strain.
It's all the extra. I'm speaking from a disembodied voice. All right, so you guys get to, you and Gideon get to about here, and it's sort of, this is kind of like the privy, and you can see, you know, the last stragglers like looking behind you as they climb up out of the ravine here and like just bolt for the tree line. There's.
Can we see how many there are?
You see like 2 or 3 climbing up out of the ravine itself, and then, you know, they're obviously the stragglers. It is now a new round. Will you go fast or slow?
Should we go slow to try to catch up to them?
Well, that was going to be a question. If I go fast, can I catch any of them?
If you go fast, it would be like an agility challenge with some banes to try to climb up out of there and like catch the last straggler in melee. If you go slow, you could start trying to pursue them into the woods.
Crap.
How far away are they right now?
From you?
Yeah, assuming that.
Oh yeah, so you see at the end of the last round like half a dozen men at least come clambering up out of the ravine, the east side of the ravine there, and just start running for the woods. And they're long for you, for sure.
Okay.
They're like 50 plus yards.
That's not a problem.
Well, I don't think I can take one out with a bow shot.
So on this round, I'll go fast.
Okay, Morgan's going fast.
I will go slow to try to catch up to them.
Shit. Yeah, I think that's the wise move, is to go slow and not kill myself. Because I can only do it. Was it a D6 plus 1 or whatever it is with the bow?
I can't remember if it's a D6 or 2D6, but
either way, I doubt I'll be dropping anybody with my shot.
Unless you hit them well and get to take the second turn and make the second attack, right?
Right. I have a better chance in hand-to-hand. And I'm just hoping
your trickery does let you do an extra D6 damage, so
that is helpful.
Yeah. Morgan, you can see running. Yeah, 10 guys running. 10 of these fellows running. They don't really have, you know, a few of them have like sacks over their shoulders. Mm-hmm. You know, something carried under, like a bundle under their arm. They do have their weapons with them, but they're in full flight.
Okay. I will do Rainbow Burst at them and increase the range with my Greater Sorcery.
Okay.
This way I'm going to try and basically daze them and get them to stall for an entire round so my friends...
Oh, right. Like get them like stumbling through this haze of light. Okay, yep. Cool. So that your companions can catch them? That's very cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So is it like a will check or something?
It's a perception challenge. So perception. They all need to make perception challenges.
Any banes?
Actually, yeah, I need to blow up. So they each take 2 banes on it, and I gain 2 strain.
Okay, and the banes are coming from potency, or?
They're coming from empowered spell. It imposes 2 banes on challenge rolls made to resist the spell.
Cool. And that just those two effects give you that 2 extra strains for you to potentially blow up.
Yep.
And you're going to blow up. You're going to blow up at a 9, possibly.
That's the hope, which means
and
I'll be
how many yards? How many yards? How many?
9 9 yards in a radius.
9-yard
Spherical
radius. Oh, that's not enough to be close. Not enough to be a threat to any of your friends right now.
He says
Yeah,
with some
now- now-
disappointment.
Now's a good time to be down in the ravine.
Right, duck.
Yeah. You just see this big supernova.
What is perception based on? Intellect?
Intellect, I believe.
All right,
Yes.
so it's an intellect challenge. There's 10 of these fuckers.
They
Okay,
fear us.
first one failed. Let's see. What I should do is do this. /R D20 -1 times 9.
Wasn't it 2 Banes?
2 Banes.
2 Banes? Pardon
Yeah.
me. Shit. Making this hard on me, guys.
Hey, we just give as good as we get.
Hmm?
You almost killed Morgan there.
Oh, he makes it. Okay. Oh. Oh.
Are they all making it?
No, only one's made it out of 5.
Okay.
They're rolling really abysmally right now.
Okay, I'm happy about that.
Tell me when I get to 9, Ethan.
Okay. You're at 7 right now. Oh my goodness, you're at 8.
Okay, 2 of them make it.
2 of them make it.
Two of them make it. Like, is this just what does this effect look like?
This is she just opens both of her hands, and you just see this singular globule of light shoot out, and it reaches its target and explodes into a brilliant rainbow of celestial energy and just envelops them in a cloud.
Okay, yeah, and 2 of them, like most of them, stop and are stunned, but 2 are like shielding their eyes as they run through. So those guys are getting away.
That's fine.
But the other 8 are dazed.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to give me 2 numbers between 1 and 10, Ethan, about who gets away?
Let's go with 6 and 3.
Okay.
This is what I saved my chain lightning for.
Nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I got these guys all lined up for you, and that was a spectacular set of failures on rolls.
Yeah.
All right, so all right. Those guys, these 2 guys get away.
That's fine. I'm just amazed that I got 8 of them.
That was awesome. That was really clever. I like that use of the spell.
Yeah,
With the situation and stuff. Very cool.
Yeah.
Opie, Gideon, what will you do?
Try to get
You're
out of
moving
the.
slow. You're climbing up and out of the ravine, and you can use that second action to do something or charge to melee.
So
Chain lightning. Chain lightning.
Right, I want to go past the dazed guys and go after the guys who are still running.
They're going.
Oh, you want to keep running? Okay,
Yeah, can I keep up with them?
You can continue to pursue them, sure. They've got a lead on you, but you could continue to pursue them, sure.
I'm going to do that while I know my friend takes them out with chain lightning or whatever.
Okay.
I know the days.
Kill all of them.
So Opie, like, it sounds like you climb up to the edge, take one look at the situation, and start running after those guys that are fleeing into the woods.
Correct.
Okay.
If you could see Morgan, she's kind of rolling her eyes. She's just trying to hold it in.
Or let it out. Either way, whatever works.
Whatever works for you. Everything's fine. Gideon, what are you doing?
So the first action, I'm able to get out of the ravine, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then let me see. And so, how far spread out are these guys, and how far away am I from them?
You're, I would say make a luck roll, but there isn't luck. What range do you want to be to them?
Medium.
Oh yeah, you can definitely be within medium.
Okay. Okay. So I will be within medium. I will do my chain lightning.
Ooh!
Good God. Let me check something quickly. I can never remember.
Holy crap.
See, the one God is on our side tonight. Maybe Ichabod's right.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Here we go. 3d6 plus 2. Okay, yeah. So I get 2d6 plus 2, plus 1 for my empowered symbol trait.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to make an agility challenge. And they
Agility for half, right?
Right, but they're
Right.
dazed.
I was
Does that
just going to
affect?
check this. Yeah, I was going to check the dazed effect to see what that
Oh,
does.
I hope it does.
I believe dazed is just you can't do anything for the round, but
right.
I think I have an idea here about what's going to
Okay.
happen.
cannot use action.
And they
Cannot
have
use actions.
they dazed for 1 round on failure. So it's only after they have to do the check first. But they get a bane because of my icon of faith trait. They have to,
Oh, I see. They could be dazed for longer. That's what the agility check is for. It's not for half damage.
it is for half damage.
Oh, and if they fail, they become dazed. Got it.
They become dazed and take full damage. If they succeed, they're not dazed and they take half damage.
Make an agility challenge. Dazed for 1 round on a failure. Half damage on a success. Okay, I got it.
And they require, or they take a bane to their challenge because of my trait. What the hell?
All right. Fortunately, there are only 8 of these guys.
Yeah, so 10 like
and they're
last time.
taking a bane, correct?
Yes.
Even though you used your icon of faith as like the boon.
Let me check that, make sure. Icon of faith says it gives a boon for casting Thurgy spells, which this is. Targets take a bane to resist spell, so it's both.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Very cool. One of them passed. Let me know when I get to 8.
Yep, you got it.
Nice.
They're doing a little better on this one.
That's not good.
Oh wow. Yeah, you crushed all the really bad rolls on my bright light there.
2,
Jesus, you're not
4,
kidding.
6, 7. That's the last one. All right, so 3 of them. I think 3 of them take full damage.
Yeah.
And are dazed.
And are dazed. 5 of them take half damage.
And full damage is 15.
Right. So they have 15 health. 1, 2. Let's see which ones got randomly hit. There's 8 of them.
Yeah, because some are wounded and some are not.
3d8. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at in my notes right now. Giving you guys the benefit of the doubt. Do you want that d8 to go up or down, Nils? That duplicated d8.
Up.
Right. So that's 2 and 3. 2 takes. These are the guys that are taking full damage. 2 and 3. And 6. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. And then those that are standing take half damage, which we said was going to be 8 points, right?
Yep.
And they are not dazed.
Well,
8
they're
points.
technically dazed.
They're dazed this
Right,
round.
they're not
but
double dazed.
They're not double dazed, right?
Yeah.
2, let's see, 8 points. Blam. Oh, which one of these guys is the leader?
Hey! There we go.
Did you blow up finally? No.
No, I was just, you rolled it at 2, and one of the full damage ones was a 2, so.
Yeah.
We're going to find out if I blow up here.
Oh, wait, that's not true. Let's see. 1, 2. Okay, yeah, that's him. Got it. All right.
Okay, one other thing. Is the counter on the tracker still accurate, or are we kind of bypass that?
I think it's down to 1. You have 1 round left of it.
Okay, so then I will use it as a triggered action to attack one of the people that are still standing.
Okay. There are 1, 2. No, 1, 2. I'm just trying to figure out who's standing. 1, 2.
Oh, it doesn't
3,
matter. It
4,
doesn't matter.
5,
I rolled
6.
a 4 on defense. I rolled a 4 for attackment.
There are 6 still standing here on the near the exit of the cave.
Okay, I only rolled a 4, so.
Okay.
I guess crushing one head was probably enough.
All you had the stomach for. All right, and the hammer sort of fades away and dissipates. Let's see. All right, new action. Are you guys going fast or slow? Oh,
we'll go
blowing
slow.
up.
I blew up. There we
Finally. So you are out for 2 rounds, right?
Supernova. Yeah, this supernova. Question for you, actually, from a logistical standpoint. So I blow up in a sphere, which also means the ground blows up.
Think of it more like a dome.
Okay.
If you were on some kind of weak surface, then yes, you might be able to, the damage might blast through like a rope bridge or something like that.
Okay.
But you're standing on terra firma. It just soaks that damage. Maybe it leaves a concave, like you're sort of standing in a ditch.
Yeah. Let's say 9 yards of energy. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Or some big monster's just grabbed you in its claws. It's flying away.
And I'm just collapsed on the ground.
Right. That would be cool too. Drop you.
Okay, so I'm.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is that it creates a drop now? I mean, I'd be happy to take falling damage.
How long does the day or the color prismatic thing?
Just for one round.
Okay.
That's
so there are 6 effectives now.
Right.
They're pretty. I mean, they're scorched and singed and
Right. So I'm gonna.
But I need a morale. Let's see what's happening with them.
A morale check is they hear this massive explosion and see this supernova of magical energy off in the distance.
Well, yeah, because they're facing a new threat and they're sort of trapped, and they're still going to keep trying to. They're going to keep running. They sort of scatter, like a bunch of cockroaches, in 6 different directions.
If I suddenly got blinded, got hit by lightning, and saw a supernova, I'd probably run too. So.
Well, before I decide if I'm fast or slow.
Yeah, you're like at the edge of the woods right here, Opie, and your quarry's like running into the woods. Now, you could go fast and stay in pace with them, or you could go slow and try to close the distance. Though you have to probably use some of your tracking skills to not lose the trail, right?
No, I'm going to turn around and help Gideon with whatever's left.
That's the 6 remaining. Okay.
Yeah, and anyone who runs towards me or then reached, then I'm going to grab them. So I guess I need to go slow to do that.
Okay, you want to go slow? Sure.
Well, I assume to turn to double back to help my friend and make sure that they're.
No, you're just right here at the edge of the woods, you know, and you like look over your shoulder from the explosion that is Morgan, and you see what's sort of what's transpiring here around you.
This explosion was definitely.
Then I will go fast to intercept the nearest guy.
Okay. You want to intercept him with your bow or intercept him with melee?
No, saber.
Okay, so you charge and take a bane on the charge.
I will.
And why don't you give me a number between 1 and 6 about who you're engaging?
Well, how about 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Okay, cool. OP. Gideon, what? Go ahead and make. You're going. Looks like everybody's going fast, except for Morgan is sort of
Morgan's
out.
unconscious.
Yeah, she quickly hit the ground.
Oh, let's put this marker up by her. So this is your first round out, Morgan. You got one more round out.
Yep, no worries.
I'm going to go fast.
Okay.
We're all good.
I'm going to go fast. I'm going to move into combat with someone, but I'm not going to attack to not take a bang.
Oh, you're just going to try to tie him into melee. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like that's one attack then from Opie. Why didn't you make it?
I plan to make it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a -1, you said.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Oh.
Well, do you want to use a fortune point and convert one of those boons to a 6 and then be able to get the 20 and take your 2 attacks?
No.
Okay.
That sounds really good, but
you did do
no.
10 points of damage and you cut this guy down.
Yeah, fortunately they're all wounded at this point.
All right. Morgan, that's nothing. These guys run. The one that's with you, like Nils, is like, and let's see if he stands and fights you.
If he doesn't, Nils gets a free hack.
He does, yeah. He doesn't, so go ahead and take your free attack, Nils. Or, pardon me, Gideon. Same difference. Why don't you give me a number between 1 and 5?
Oh!
Well, unfortunately, I have a bane on that. So,
What is this bane for?
Using a warhammer gives you a bane. Just
because it's a big, heavy, slow, giant thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
It has a rating of cumbersome.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what does it give? What does it give you besides 2d6 of damage?
That's it.
Okay.
But I do 7 points of damage with it.
You do 7 points of damage, and why don't you give me a number between 1 and 5?
3.
1. Okay, and that crushes that guy. And the others sort of scatter. So they make it, all of them kind of make it to that point of being at the tree line, but they're all in different directions. There's 5 remaining. It's a new turn. This is Morgan's last round out. Sorry?
Didn't Opie kill somebody?
I killed somebody, yeah.
Oh, pardon me, 4 guys up.
Okay.
My notes are pretty scrambled right now. 1.
Yeah, I can certainly understand.
2.
That's what happens when you have.
Pardon me, I do have 4 up on my notes. Yes, that's correct. This is what they look like. If anybody wants to know,
Now that we've cooked
look
them.
like 20 guys trying to track 20 different guys. Okay. It's a new round. They've reached the edge of the trees. 4 survivors. They're all kind of going in different directions from this kind of central point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Will you guys go fast or slow?
If I go fast, can I reach the one closest to me to hit him?
You could charge him and take a bane in the attack. You could
All right.
also shoot him from where you're standing.
I'm going to do that
Okay.
because these guys are already messed up.
They are messed up. Yeah, they're pretty bad off.
They're dead. They're all messed up. Ah.
Oh man, 10. That's a miss. Unless you want to make one of those threes a. So D20 plus 3 with 1 boon.
What was my roll? Well, I could turn that 1 into a 6. Well, the 1 is the bane.
But you could turn one of your boons into.
No, you could turn the
Well, it
3
doesn't
out.
matter. How many boons do I think you threw
Third
3 boons anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's a 6, 3, or a 1, and I think it applied the 6. So, oh no, that was the roll was a 6, and then you got.
He has an inherent +3, and he rolled a 1 for his boon.
Oh, those other dice are damage dice.
Yeah.
Oh, so you get another boon for free because that's trickery.
Yeah.
You could have a boon or damage.
Let's do the boon.
There
Oh,
it
that
is.
worked. So that makes it a 15, which is a hit for 7 points of damage. Going to give me a number between 1 and 4.
Well, I like 3. 3 really worked well for Gideon.
1, 2. That guy's alive. That guy's alive. That guy's alive. That guy's alive. 1, 2, 3. That guy's dead. Looks like there's only 2 up now. Might have got overzealous in my killing of guys, but that's fine.
So is there a guy that I can get to in a fast move?
Yeah, you take a bane in the melee, or you could shoot them.
Well, I don't have anything really. I have a throwing hammer, but it's like only 3 points. So
These guys are messed up, though.
Yeah, he's not a throwing kind of guy. So I will.
I'm going to teach you how to use a sling or something.
Hey, there you go.
How the hell did I do that? Okay, that's weird.
Because it's 19,
the-
not an 11. That's why.
Yeah, I see a 19 on the on 11 on the die, but I got a 19. So yeah, there you go. I
Charge
chase him
into
down
combat.
and just like smash him in the back of the chest or back.
Number 1 or number 2?
Number 2.
But we try harder.
Yeah, he's not down. He goes down on one knee. And he's like, gets back up, starts, keeps running. We'll morale check him to see if he turns and fights you. This guy is yeah, that's fine. Let's see if he. Yeah, he turns and fights you.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
good.
convenient.
Sorry, I just need to check something in my notes. All right, well, he makes an attack against, and his sword. It's AC 15 for 7.
That works.
I think you had a 16.
Yeah, didn't you have a 16?
I do, I guess.
Oh, no, sorry.
You have your
No,
defense
neither.
16?
Yeah, I
Mhm.
have
Okay. And the one other guy gets away. Right, new round. Morgan wakes up.
Morgan's going slow. You gotta
Ow,
stand up.
my head.
Ow.
Ow.
Ow. Kind of like patting out the fires on her cloak and robes right now.
If I go fast, can I get another shot off?
It's the guy that ran into the woods. You could get a shot off it fast and taking like heavily obscured, so heavy cover. So minus 2 banes. Yeah.
Banes.
Oh, Gideon. Oh,
And I got 1 boon, so I'll be at 1 bane. I gotta take the shot.
Yep.
But this is why I'm gonna roll a 20.
Mm-hmm.
don't make it a 0.
Pretty good.
Hey,
Still a
that's actually pretty good.
19.
That's a
13
hit.
points. Holy crap.
Yeah, and that he just tumbles into the umber brush.
So 2 out of the entire gang got away.
Well, not yet.
Alright.
There's one that's fighting Gideon, and Gideon missed.
Yeah.
yeah, I rolled a 0.
He fights you back with the glint in his eye
Oh!
for 5 points.
This guy's got to be like some sort of boss.
I'm still on my.
How do you get a
Extra.
23 off of a 3?
Because he has a boon. That's how.
No, I threw a 15.
Well, see, the die looks like a 3.
Ah.
Oh, no, it looked like a 15 for me.
Interesting.
All right. Well,
New round. Oh,
Morgan's
sorry,
going
Morgan's
fast.
slow. What's Morgan doing?
Oh, more. I mean, if she could throw a spell, she would. But I mean,
No,
she's got to
don't.
get up.
He hasn't even really hurt me yet, so don't worry about it.
Well, I'm going to move in to help anyway, just so the guy can't
Next
get away.
round.
All
Right.
right.
So
Morgan is just going to get up and begin making her way towards the rest of the group.
okay. That
Kind
would
of like
probably
just-
be. I'd see that as slow was getting up and then making your way towards the group. So
Yeah.
you're within a move of the melee that's happening.
Okay. I don't intend to get in melee. I'm just regrouping.
Sure. I just want you to know where you're at.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Okay, new round, fast or slow?
Fast. I don't know if it'll make a difference, but
Opie, fast or slow?
If I move fast, I can charge in at a bane, correct?
Correct.
I will move slow so
There
I
we
don't
go.
end up with a bane.
May not matter. I just hit a guy with 16.
Oh yeah, that's enough. That drops him. Crunch. All right. Wow, that was
Woo!
That was epic.
that was epic.
That
You guys
was
took
epic.
on the encampment single-handedly,
Well,
We
3
didn't
of us.
die. That was impressive.
Yeah.
three-handedly.
3-handed. Yeah, there you go. 3-handedly.
Morgan
Got some
took
really lucky
3
shots.
crossbow shots in 1 turn,
Yep.
1 round.
Yeah, I would have been dead if it hadn't been for that bonus 18 health.
And the
Glad it worked. And yeah, probably maybe even more so the Banes, because you would have taken more hits than that.
That's true. If I just had one more extra turn, I could have only taken 1 crossbow shot because I had another armor spell I could put on that only works in the forest.
Oh, that's cool.
I just didn't have a chance to throw it up and deal with the guys at the same time. So
I think. Well, I'll save that for the hits and the misses. I think there was some cool stuff that was happening here tonight for sure.
Yeah, definitely. No, I'm not sad at all about how it went down. I thoroughly enjoyed how it went down.
All right,
so we searched the encampment and the bodies, obviously.
Yeah. So the encampment itself, there's lots of looted stuff from farms. It's kind of, there's like a smattering of gold, but not very much. But it's mostly like foodstuffs and larders and a few rags from Fenneman victims and that kind of stuff.
Are there
No
any
prisoners.
Okay.
There are a few. Yeah, and it's clearly a bandit encampment.
Are there any sets of intact clothes from any of the women?
Sure. Yeah.
Just because I'm pretty sure that based on the explosions I just had, my clothes are not in very good shape right now.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like some rough farm skirts.
That'll do for now.
Okay. And it's like it's well after noon. Well, it's well into midday by this point. Sort of the battle, the waiting that you guys did through the morning, and then just deciding to go for it, and like kind of the midday, and now like at lunchtime, and now it's at noon, and now it's kind of midday. You're doing this searching and stuff, or anything else that you want to do here in the clearing with the cleft in the ground.
Shall we kind of like move all the stuff that's of use to the farm people to Verge out of the cleft and try to burn everything else that's in there? To try to make sure that the bandits have nothing to come back to.
Right, I agree. And any weapons and stuff we can carry back to crossings or give the people on Verge to defend themselves.
Yeah.
Right, and then basically tell them where the. Well, was this a basically the people said other than the old guy, nobody came out here? I mean, if we say go out to the cleft, they won't. They say it's too.
They won't really know where it is. I mean, Xavier knew where it was because it was a landmark of the forest.
Okay, so it's not going to be an easy thing. So I guess we'll just have to carry everything out that we might find of use that that might be helpful.
Are any of the bodies? Do any of them resemble the description we were given of Caven?
No.
Good question.
It was a good question. It hadn't even occurred to me.
I mean, I didn't think it was likely, but I figured probably check. And then bury the body and not tell Xavier.
No, I think he's probably at the big tree.
It's probably, yeah. So, shall we trek back to Verge, distribute the loot, and then rest, and then head to the tree in the morning? Or do you want to try?
At this point, why are we going to the tree?
Well, we don't know if there's other bandits, for one thing. So I do think we need to check out those other two locations that we know about.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know where the two survivors who I didn't catch up with, where they ran off to.
Right, and there was one more that made good his escape. So 3 total got away of 20.
Jeez. Talk about murder hobos.
We are not murder hobos. We are divine retribution.
Yeah, it depends on which side you're on.
But I'm mainly trying to figure out where Caven is at this point, because I think we've dealt with the bandit, so Caven is the next piece of the puzzle, I think.
Okay, so you guys are gathering up what salvaged equipment you can from the cleft, and then making your way back to Verge to let them know about the bandit camp and your heroic deeds and arming the peasants, as it were.
Well, right? I mean, yeah, they have their fortification there, so I'm sure they'd appreciate a couple crossbows.
Absolutely, yeah. And in terms of what you can recover, Let's see here. In terms of weapons, there are 3 swords and
Oh,
15 crossbows.
holy crap!
Half of
Okay.
that, 7 crossbows. 3
Okay, that's
swords
more
and 7
realistic.
crossbows. Yeah,
Like,
because some of them they would have carried with them or been broken in the melee.
and not all of them would
Sure.
have been carrying them,
The
probably.
chain lightning and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So 10 weapons that you can return to the townsfolk. It's pretty reasonable.
Yeah. Does anyone need to be healed?
Not me.
I'm doing all right. Do you?
Oh no! When I rolled those double 6s, I fully healed myself.
Very nice.
I got lucky.
Okay, let's see. One of you, and as you're kind of making your way back, one of you make a perception challenge with 2 banes.
I will do that because I have the amulet of perception.
So that's
Excellent.
1 boon to you, correct?
Yes.
I'll be right back, guys.
1 boon total. All right. $19.
Okay, so you pass. So ahead of you on the trail, you see that red-headed fellow, the fellow with the red hair and the red beard,
Mm-hmm.
and he's sort of cutting across your trail. He doesn't see you. He's kind of going this way, back towards the verges, sort of cutting across, coming out of the woods from the west and traveling to the east.
I think we have Opie try and retrace the guy's steps.
Okay, I'm just going to step away for 1 minute to.
Yeah, no worries.
Just give me 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we should definitely try and retrace this guy's steps. Because we know where he's going, which is Verge, but I think it's more important to
Sure.
hear where he's been.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if I believe the Blackthorn is supposed to be in this hex somewhere. So, or it's supposed to be in the southwest. So if he was going from the Blackthorn, that's not necessarily a good thing. Maybe he was talking with Xavier.
I know this was the guy that kind of ignored us or didn't like us, but was this the guy that came in when we first were in the tavern and said, I can't find her out there?
I don't know. I wasn't here for that.
What did I do?
No. So I made the perception roll, and basically, as we were walking back, we saw this red-headed, red-bearded guy who you guys had apparently met earlier.
That's the druid. No. This is the guy who'd come back in with the big. This is the guy who was there when we came back, and he was looking smarmy, I guess is the best description. He wasn't impressed with us.
So,
Right, but I'm trying to remember, was this the guy that came in from when we first arrived and said, I can't find her, and then somebody said, well, look, we've already got a healer, and he didn't seem like us?
Well, he was talking to that guy in the bar. Those 2 guys were talking.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically we saw him cut back across the trail that we had initially taken to get to the ravine and was heading back to Verge. And so what I was suggesting was that we have you use your tracking ability to backtrace where he came from.
Happily.
Because we know where he's going, but I really want to know where he's been.
Okay, so you're gonna. Sorry, I'm back with you. It sounds like you're gonna. You let that redhead fellow kind of pass in front of you. You don't try to pursue him, but you backtrack the way he had come, where he had come from.
Yeah, because you said he came from the west, right?
Yeah, he did. Let me make a reveal for you.
What's he doing out in the woods?
That's what I want to know. So I figure between my amulet of perception and your tracking skills,
Yeah.
find it.
Sorry, there's still a note that I usually try to remove from the map here, but where you see...
There's a big burn mark in the forest. Huh.
That's not a 3, that's like 2 arches. Let's see, what do you see there? Notes. It's a ruined shack.
Huh.
Yeah, wood and stone and a crumbling chimney and a roof that's largely caved in. You know, vines and moss growing on it. What will you do?
I cast arcane armor on myself.
Opie, Gideon?
Moving forward
Okay.
towards the shack.
Uh-huh. You're going to try to get a look inside, or are you trying to just guard it to see if something comes out, or
kind of a reconnoiter. I want to do to see what's around it and what's in it possibly, and yeah.
Okay, make a perception challenge flat. Gideon, what are you doing?
I am just kind of hanging back because I'm not a stealthy kind of person.
Okay, just kind of watching what's happening, watching what unfolds.
No.
Yeah, it's like it's there. It's like still. There isn't even any animal life moving around. No birds, no nothing.
That's strange.
That's really weird.
Okay, what will you guys do?
I'm
Opie's up, like scouting around, like kind of making a slow circuit around this ruined building. It's like a small shack, like an old, like
Shed or something.
maybe even like a house, like a small house, like a cabin, like a one-room cabin.
Mm-hmm. It may just be like a hunting lodge in the sky.
Could be like a hunting lodge, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will approach it.
Morgan will be following a little bit behind him.
And Gideon, you're hanging back further.
Yeah, just kind of watching the area, make sure nothing comes up.
What's your intention, Opie? You said you wanted to approach it. Did you want to tell me what your objective is? You're getting closer for sure.
First off, I assume Gideon's also keeping an eye to make sure Red doesn't double back on us. And
Yes,
that would be. Yeah, I think that's good. Like kind of the rear guard.
Mm-hmm.
So my plan is to approach this cautiously to enter it.
Okay.
So approaching towards the door.
Yeah, there's like a door that's kind of leaned up on it, and you kind of push it open or move it back, and in the center of the room is this small figure that's bound and chained to like a large rock that's in the middle of the room, like a big kind of rock with the chain driven into it. And this figure is like beaten and bloodied, and one eye cracks open and it's piercing blue, and through the bloody matted hair, you see that it's like this brilliant light brown and this blue piercing eyes looking at you. And
I immediately cast sense magic.
Sense magic, sure. It's a magical creature. He sits up and he's like, "No, get back!" And we might as well fade to black here. It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Well, that went differently than I expected it to.
What did you expect to happen?
I don't know what I expected to happen, but I did like the plan of get them. Peter, are you still with us?
Sorry, I muted for a minute. I was chewing, so I didn't want
no
you guys to
problem.
listen
I
to
just
me
wanted to
eating.
make sure you didn't miss the closing scene there.
Yeah, so you didn't hear me say when you said, and we'll close there, you said, "Oh, perfect, absolutely perfect."
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, hits or misses for tonight? Who wants to start?
Well, I'll start.
Great, let's hear it.
Hit. It was just a great, fast-paced. It was sort of a running fight, but it never felt like it was meat grinding. Never felt like it was. It maintained the excitement and interest the whole time.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
it
we
was
seem
really,
to be getting good at that with the big battles and being able to keep them interesting.
yeah. And on top of it, I think I mentioned last time we seem to be getting much better at coordinating our abilities.
Mm.
And I didn't have the need to do so with this one, but I'm able to. It's just an ability; it's not a spell. But if we're fighting at the same opponent, I'm able to give my friends a boon.
Mm. Right.
It's called the reveal weakness.
Like, hit him in the knee.
Exactly. His left knee's bleeding. Hit him there. Yeah.
Well, I think that one of the keys for this battle was that we had small chunks instead of like all 18 or 20 of them at once.
They would have wiped us out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But
being able to kind of hem them into the cave and not let them out. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, take them on in pieces.
Oh yeah. I would not have had the AoE to deal with 18 of them at once.
None of us would. The miss was I really miss Wretch already.
Oh yeah. Hopefully Glenn finds some time to join us again. He is tonight. I think he was playing 5e face to face with
face to face, which is
Yeah.
always priority.
with his intermittent group. So they're trying to get that started. But he's not game mastering. He's playing. So he's just trying to support that locally, which is hats off, right?
Absolutely.
So, well, hits for me was Morgan's prismatic blast, like halting the route.
I couldn't
letting
believe how well that worked.
Yeah, letting you guys clamber up out of the ravine and take them in the rear. That was pretty exciting.
Ugh.
The miss, I think, was just another full session combat. But to Peter's point earlier, at least it was interesting and engaging, and I think we all had fun playing. So that I certainly did.
Yeah, definitely.
I also think it goes a long way to forwarding our story, and it may be a combat. It may have been just a combat. I put that in quotes, but 3 out of 20 are left. There's no way those bandits are ever preying in this area again.
Yeah,
I mean, they're gone. We've resolved this issue.
Right. For sure.
I mean, just the bandit issue. I think there's other things we need to deal with.
Right.
But yeah, I think we were very successful in helping Verge and the farms around here.
Right. That's certainly true. And now you have another piece of the adventure, the finding this shack, which you failed to notice on your way out to the cave, but you did notice on your way back. So that was neat.
This time we brought our amulet of perception.
Right.
It really helps. Really helps.
Well, cool, guys. Fun session. Thanks for that. Hopefully we can play again next week. I am taking Lucas down to LA for his college tours, and we're planning to drive back on Thursday morning. He has some class that he wants to audit or something, so I'm not sure how that's going to work.
Hopefully you'll be back in time to play a game.
I hope so too. I hope so too.
Yep. Question while I'm thinking about it. How do you want to deal with Ichabod and 808 and you?
Oh, right, and the escaped queen.
The escaped queen and the undead tomb.
Yeah,
I had an idea for that, but
sure. Let's start with your idea about hunting down the queen. I'd like to hear what that is.
Well, one thing I'm willing to spend a fortune point to say we're successful and not have to do a whole role play session and create the narrative, because I had an idea of how he would do it narratively, but I'm willing to spend a fortune point to give us that success.
Sure, I'd like to hear the narrative aspects of that. I mean, and I think spending a fortune point is huge in terms of being able to track her to wherever she's gone to ground or gone to soggy, muddy bottoms.
Right. My thought was we could lure her out with some of this this wonderful iron, which is exceptionally pure and very attractive to her.
Oh, interesting. Okay, cool.
And
then kind of ambush her as she sort of feasts
Well,
on the prize.
yes, and see, you have it surrounded by flammable material, and you just have you have a miner's lamp, which is you have it down to the wick is barely burning.
Mm.
And I control flame, so I can light it right up.
Oh.
So I mean, I can't really do anything exceptional, but I can take it from unlit to lit, or vice versa. So if it's just down to that smoldering wick, when she's there and she's not paying attention, or she's eating, or she's feasting, or she's close enough to set off the
combustibles.
The combustibles, right? And the other thought I had was, since 808 had been with us this whole time, he could possibly make one of his devices, and if she's making that same cicada call she was, we hone in on that. And if she wasn't, then we try to echo it to try to draw her out with it.
Like a clicker almost.
Exactly. So these were my thoughts about, because I unless you want to do a whole
no,
I think that's fine too. So that's why I'm willing to.
I think that's great. I think that's that's very reasonable, especially having this cleverly laid plan, using the fortune point to be able to track her to whatever lair she's now calling home, and then using these flammable materials to kind of create this trap, where you could destroy or dispatch her.
Yeah, and at level 7 or level 6 is what we're at, right? I gained a really nice damaging spell with fire too, so I'd have a couple of good shots on her.
Yeah, and she was very badly hurt, so sub 30 hit points kind of thing. So it would be a fight, but it wouldn't be a difficult fight because she's super easy to hit, like defense 5, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that happened. Killing the queen, that was cool.
Nice.
So
let me pull up Ichabod here in a second and fix this fortune point tally.
Sure. And to go back to you, Kufa, we had been doing a little bit of that RP via email, which has been fun, Ethan, and I'm happy to keep going with that. The one thing that kind of drew me up short was your plan about stepping out of the action and greeting these guys basically within their hall, right? They're having this conversation, and what I heard you say was your plan was just to sort of appear out of nowhere, like at their shoulders, and be like,
"Hey, sup?
Sup?
How you doing? How you doing?"
which could be risky, right? That was. I mean, I was trying to figure out how to frame it, and what would be the next. The next results, and there would probably be some die rolling for reaction and things like that. And I've got some new material that I'm looking at about the reaction roll and things like that. So that's what sort of kind of drew me up short, which put a pause, pregnant pause. Is that an elongated pause, Peter? Pregnant pause?
Well, a pregnant pause is almost like an awkward pause. A pregnant
yes,
pause,
I think that's
pause is filled with meaning. I think yours would be a pregnant pause. Well, that would work. But what was the other?
Pregnant pause is filled with babies.
When nobody wants.
Actually, I need to go. I'm supposed to be up at 4:30 to take her to the airport.
Oh, Jesus! So. All right, Nels. Catch you later, man. Bye.
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 Well, excellent. We resolved one thing. I was thinking that, Ikufa, being with a worshiper of death and all that, he might know how to deal with these, or know traditions, or know the manners you're supposed to use when dealing with the Walking Dead or whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
but I don't know.
Has the ability to commune directly with the death god. So you can potentially ask questions and get answers.